Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of the KFC Big Bash. This one is between the Renegades and the Brisbane Heat. Should be a very exciting contest. Hope you guys are all doing well. My voice still has decided that it isn't completely back, but it's getting slowly better. So hopefully it will last throughout this live stream. But yeah, hope you guys are all excited for this match. We're already up to the 11th game of the KFC Big Bash. Going to be an exciting one. Brisbane Heat, they have got a strong batting lineup and they have decided that they want to have a bowl first. So due to that, it means that the Renegades, they are going to have to bat straight off the mark. But we have already got more cake in the chat. We have got there the two Aussies. We've got Robert and we've got Paddy Wagon and Sports Stuff there in the chat as well. So do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think will be able to win this match? I feel like that's the thing. The Renegades, they have got themselves a win this year so far. They were able to beat the Adelaide Strikers, which does mean that they are in the box seat to possibly be able to go on and get a big win over the Brisbane Heat, who have not been able to win a match yet in the BBL. Who do you think will win as well? And they're from Arlo. I think, that's the thing. The Brisbane Heat chasing, though, is a different story to what we have seen in the past. So I feel like that might actually benefit them in that regard. So I'm going to say at the moment, I'll say the Brisbane Heat, but it's a hesitant prediction. Well, that one as well. We have got the I'm predicting the Heat will win the fire. And also we have got the I won't be on this, I'm sorry, as well. Says the two Aussies, no worries, mate. It is great to see you here at the very start of it, though. And yeah, I hope you are doing well and hope you are excited for all of the BBL action that we have got this week, as well as the Ashes. They are coming up very soon as well. But the Renegades, like I mentioned, they've got a 42% chance of being able to win this game. Sam Harper as the wicketkeeper, McKenzie Harvey, Nick Madison is actually going to be there in their starting lineup. You'll remember him from the Stars last year, and your voice is hurting now as well. That's the thing. I feel completely fine. My throat's not sore or anything. It's just the voice isn't quite coming out the way that I'd like it to. James Seymour also going to be there as a left-handed option. They've actually got three lefties in a row there in that batting lineup. And then Jake Fraser McGurk, he took a phenomenal catch in one of the earlier games of the BBL. We know how talented that man is. Then Mohamed Nabi, he is going to be there as well. Will Sutherland, Jack Prestwidge, Kane Richardson able to pick himself up his 100th wicket in the last time that these two sides, or any sides, were playing for the Hobart Hurricanes. Reece Stockley and then Zahir Khan with Mitch Berry and Jonathan Merlo as the two super subs, or the X-Factor players as they like to call them. And what happened to your voice as well, says Arlo? Pretty much it is just a case of, I think, from repetitive talking, it has decided that it doesn't want to stay around for too much longer. And we've also got there, I'm going to have to go have a good stream as well. I might be on, but probably not as well, says the two Aussies. No worries, mate. I hope you do enjoy the rest of your day. And anyone else, do let me know who you think is going to be able to win this match between the Brisbane Heat and the Melbourne Renegades. They've both got hard hitters. Sam Harper at the top of the order going to be going up against Chris Lynn. And also who's in the Heat side says it was there from Robert. We'll have a look at it. Chris Lynn, Max Bryant, Ben Duckett, Sam Easlett, also Tom Abel, Jimmy Pearson, James Baisley, also Xavier Bartlett, Mitchell Swepson, Majip Uraman, and then Liam Guthrie with Tom Cooper and Cameron into there as well. And this goddamn rain as well, says Betty Wagon. And yeah, the boys, says Johnny Blaze, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are excited for this matchup of the BBL. But yeah, pretty much whereabouts are you located? You're in Palmerston North, aren't you, Patty? And 8.4K subs. Nice, brother, getting close to that 10K year hard as well, says Johnny Blaze. Oh, if I hold my head like this doesn't sound too... Okay, no, it's gone away again. The voice, it seems to be just at certain angles, I seem to get a little bit more talking, but I can't really talk like this. I can't really do it all from that angle, I don't think, for this live stream. But at the moment, we are just waiting for this game to get underway between these two exciting sides in the Brisbane Heat and the Melbourne Renegades. Like I mentioned, the Brisbane Heat are a little bit more favourites to win this one. They won the toss. They decided that they wanted to bowl. And a lot of teams have been winning when they are batting second. In this one, I believe there's only one team who changed that, and that was up against the Brisbane Heat, and it was the Sydney Thunder who were able to get themselves a win. Everyone else, though, seems to be that they aren't quite either able to chase down because they do get bowled out, or also they can end up just coming up a little bit short in that regard. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to top score for them as well. And also we have got there, good evening, everyone. I expect the Renegades to set a target of 160, which will be chased down successfully by the Heat as well. And is it packed at the Gold Coast? Is it packed? It's at Gold Coast as well. I did see that it is at, I can't remember the name. Is it Metricon Stadium, I believe it is located. But I will say... I'm going to say Nick Madison. We haven't seen too much of him. And also we have got there, look, you lads, you need some sleep. You do not good as well, says Brandon. Although that's the thing, I got a decent night's sleep last night. It is just, like, that's the thing. It's weird the way that the body works, because pretty much I feel completely fine. I'm wide awake. My throat's not sore, but the voice just isn't coming out the way that it normally would, type thing. So it is a weird one at the moment, but that is a human body for you. Anything can happen at any time, and we got to adapt to it. So that is why we are still here for our live stream. This is BBL, the 11th matchup. Like I mentioned, we have still got another 50 matches of the BBL. The Ashes is coming up very soon as well, which should be very exciting. The day-night test in Adelaide with Mitch Stark with that pink ball. That is going to be danger for the English, who are trying to get themselves another win here in the Ashes away from home. They didn't get it in the first one, but they have got the potential of being able to do so in the future as well. So we will have to wait and see whether or not they can even out that series and have it as 1-1 between the two sides as well. They're actually advertising the Ashes on my coverage right as I speak, but that is how exciting everyone is about that one, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's the Ashes. You only get it once every 2 years, and Hazelwood's ruled out of it as well, says Robert. So that is not good news for the Australians in that regard. Are you going to do Cricket 22 or another Cricket 19? If we do end up doing any kind of cricket game, it will be Cricket 22 that we do, and pink ball bing bong as well, says a bash in there. And yeah, the pink ball in the hands of Mitchell Stark. Also, Pat Cummins has got plenty of experience when it comes to that pink ball test. I believe Australia, have they ever lost a pink ball test match? I don't believe so. So maybe, don't know, this could be the first time. We will have to wait and see, because of course England, with the likes of a Joe Root, David Milan playing very nicely in the last one, perhaps he will have a decent chance of being able to go on and do good things. And that this day-night test match is in Adelaide, so it will actually be, that's the thing, Nathan Lyon. I'm looking forward to seeing Gazza once again get that ball in hand and see what he can do. I've realised if I put on a slight accent, the voice actually stays a little bit more, but I can't really do that. Whoever's got the Indeed Hazelwood has been announced as missing out on the second test as well, says the batch, and so that is massive. So depending on whether or not England have decided to go with Jimmy Anderson and also Stuart Broad, perhaps we do get to see something a little bit different from them in that regard. But they are just showing a few highlights from earlier games. Do they actually still have, they haven't actually gone with, in the end, James Patterson. I'm not sure whether that's an injury or whether that is just strategic, that they've decided that he is not going to be playing up against this Brisbane Heat side. But Sam Harper, he will be opening the batting alongside Nick Madison. No, he won't. They've actually gone with McKenzie Harvey, and it will be also Nick Madison opening, and Gazza better settle down, I hope, as well there. And also, can we have predictions before 10th over? I see people do it with like 3 overs left as well, says Betty Wagon. So give your predictions right now, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think will be able to actually, no, not who do you think will win, but who do you think it will be? Who top scores, and also how many runs do you think we will see for it as well? And Sports Stuff has said, "Hi, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. I feel so bad for your Kiwi lads as well," says Brandon. It is a little bit unfortunate that a kind of venture that we do that involves fully talking is what is letting us down in terms of the vocal cords. It is unfortunate, that is for sure, but we are powering through it. Hopefully it does come back soon. It sounds like it's already starting to get just a little bit better. Patterson retired from Test cricket, although he was playing for the Melbourne Renegades in their game last week. They are missing Aaron Finch due to injury as well, I do see, and also Go the Gates says that Sports Stuff's there. But now Xavier Bartlett, he will be opening the bowling for the Brisbane Heat. They need to try and shut down this side in the in the Melbourne Renegades, because they haven't actually opened with Sam Harper, which makes me think maybe... Or actually, now they're saying that they have. Yeah, they've changed the board. Originally, it did say that it was actually going to be Nick Madison who was opening up, and Go the Gates as well, says that Sports Stuff. But McKenzie Harvey is going to be facing the first delivery of this BBL 11th matchup. We're flying through this season at the moment. It's been absolutely awesome. We've covered every single game on the channel. So if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But now we are here at the first ball. Xavier Bartlett going to be getting us underway. It's a good swing and delivery. McKenzie Harvey, though, whips it down to fine leg, and that is a boundary off the very first delivery of the match as well. Very nicely done by him, and love you all, or love all you, and I hope you get good against tomorrow as well. And also 160 for 2. Sam Harper, 37 runs is the prediction there from Sebastian, but a nice shot there from McKenzie Harvey, just gliding it down to the leg side for the boundary. And I mean, that gives you a lot of confidence as a batsman when you do end up getting yourself your boundary off the very first ball into top score with a bat on a Renegades and make them chase 150 as well, says Robert there for the prediction. At the moment, that is going to be the dot ball. Xavier Bartlett, he normally gets quite a bit of spin, or sorry, not quite a bit of spin, I hope not anyway, with the pace that he bowls, but he does get quite a bit of swing, so maybe able to use that early to his advantage in this game up against the Melbourne Renegades. We have got high as well, says Stephen Brief. Welcome in to the live stream, and also at this stage they were able to run that single, so now it will be Sam Harper who will get a little bit of strike, almost a run-out opportunity, but was able to get through not too badly. 150 for 4, and Harvey 28 runs. Says Sports Stuff there for the prediction, but now at this stage, Sam Harper, he is going to be on strike. Exciting batsman to watch when he is at the crease. He just seems to have that unorthodox style that makes it very hard to set a field to. Definitely when he's inside of the power play. 2 months ago, Patterson retired from Test cricket and said he will play BBL and stuff as well. Says Sports Stuff. It has been great seeing him at the Melbourne Renegades alongside Kane Richardson, advancing down the wicket straight away there for Sam Harper, whips it away, and that is going to be 4 runs for him off his first delivery as well. So both batsmen here for the for the Melbourne Renegades, both getting underway with a boundary, which will give them both plenty of confidence in the early stages of this matchup. The power play, they have got 4 overs. They've also got the power surge that they will be taking a little bit earlier on. I saw my undies during Kestra match last attacking phase as well last night. Tell you what, I was nervous for them as well. And that's the thing, like that try. What did you think of that second last try, Sebastian, in the end? And how is the Kiwi lad's mum as well? Says Brandon, she's doing well. I believe she might be joining me for some commentaries at some stage in the future, perhaps, if the voice doesn't quite come back the way that I need it to. Another dot ball there, hit out to cover. And there is just one more delivery left of this burst over of this matchup between the Renegades and the Heat. Like I mentioned, it's going to be one of those matches that the teams setting the total really do need to push for that 160 at least, because we know how talented the Brisbane Heat are, and scoreboard pressure seems to be something that is a little bit of their downfall in past BBLs. Sam Harper now going to be on strike. He swings through, misses the ball, and that is the end of the first over. 9 runs off it, and it is going to be 19 overs to go, which means we're still going to get to see plenty of awesome cricket from the Renegades go Heat. And once again, 7 sucks again as well, and be back having the tacos, I think that is, from More Cakes. I hope you are enjoying your tea, mate, as it will be sitting around tea time there in Australia. We are sitting 9:19 p.m. here in New Zealand, currently on I can't even remember what day we're on. I think we're Monday, aren't we? More than likely. I keep on sleeping during the day because of the live streams that we have been doing during the night as well. But nonetheless, we have also got the Australia won all-day night test matches. England have won none as well, says Robert. So, yeah, they will heavily be the favourites there for Australia to be able to get themselves a win. They're at Metricon Stadium. It's looking very nice as well, which is awesome to see that they have got such a great attendance. I know there was a game a couple of days ago where they weren't actually allowed any people in attendance, which was a little bit sad, because at Giants Stadium, with the name like Giants Stadium, it's just not quite the same not having anyone there. 13th on the Monday as well. Says Arlo there. So, yeah, we are almost up to the Ashes. So, it's going to be starting on Wednesday for that one. Guthrie now charging in to bowl the second over of the match. A little bit of swing available for him as well, but hit down the ground to the man at mid-off on Monday, 13th of December 2021 as well. Says a Robert there. So we're only 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks away from Christmas, which means we are absolutely flying. Guthrie at the moment, he has started off very nicely for himself. The Brisbane Heat have a 61% chance of being able to win this match up against the Melbourne Renegades, who are sitting at the moment on the 39%. But Harvey and Harper both getting underway with a boundary each. Guthrie now once again charging it. It's off the edge of, it was Harvey, and unfortunately for him, in terms of for Guthrie, it wasn't quite able to fall to a field, and I don't know if it's come back tomorrow, and you have no idea how much that last try upset me. They burst through like a spider through an alleyway as well. Said Sebastian, yeah, that one, that's the thing, right after Harlequin scored it as well, I was like, oh no, this is the change in momentum, because they had been talking about the fact that Kestra, they hadn't lost a game in a year at home, and this would have closed out a full year of not losing at home, but they did end up losing it by just the 2 points, and Harlequins do receive that full points on offer as well, which was good to see. I was happy to see that they were able to get themselves the win. Guthrie now Once again, it's a big swing of the bat from Harper, but it's straight to the man at mid-wicket. So not able to pierce the field quite yet. So I see that everyone is predicting around that 150, 160 mark here for the Melbourne Renegades. And also, while we are at it, who is going to get the most wickets for the Brisbane Heat? Do let me know. I'm going to say Zahir Khan. He's been bowling very nicely. Who's winning as well, says Daniel Race. We're still extremely early on, but I would say at this point in time that maybe the Brisbane Heat have got a little bit of momentum just because of the fact that they did end up going for the 9 in the first over, but from here on out, it has been 3 balls in a row. That's going to be a ramp shot attempted by Sam Harper, not able to get it. I'll take the 4 points on the road any day of the year, especially against a French team. Exactly right. And also, it's just a Thursday to Monday as well. Says Robert there in the chat. So yeah, we are getting very close to the day-night test taking place at Adelaide. Oh God, there goes my knee as well, says Paddy Wiggins. So hopefully it is recovering slightly. Have you got some rehab or something that you have got to do for it at the moment, Paddy? Do let me know. Now, at the moment, we are sitting 1.4 overs down. Not really too many runs coming for them in this over so far, but Guthrie has only gone for the single so far off the second over of the power play, and that's going to be once again another dot, almost a run-out attempt. Guthrie appeals for the LBW, but Sam Harper advancing. He's just having a little bit of a chat with Harvey here. Just asking the question there as well. So I'm wondering whether or not Sam Harper seems to have the situation this year as well. How every time he goes out to the crease, he just doesn't quite fire as soon as he does make his way out there. It seems to be that he does take a little bit longer to get himself set. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are still trying to hit our like goal of 100 on this. Agree with you. Khan will get the wickets as well there. Going to be down the leg side. Glided by Harper. Very good over, though, from Guthrie. Only going for the 2 runs, and now it is going to be 11 for none after the first 2 of the power play. I think the Quins' performance was influenced by the horrible attire they've both they both looked like as well, says Sebastian there. I do have physio and exercises, which I did earlier today as well, says Paddy Wagon. So hopefully it is just a little bit of that pain from kind of reusing the muscle, I guess you could say. And also we have got there, I had to reset the stream. I didn't hear if you read that, if you're doing Cricket 22 or another Cricket 19, it will be Cricket 22 that we end up doing if we do end up doing one. What is your country, bro? As well, says KT Sports. I am from New Zealand, so I haven't really got a home side, I guess you could say, in the KFC Big Bash. Only Kiwi in this competition, Colin Munro, and he was able to get himself a century in that other game, which was pretty awesome to see. Madison, Seymour, Fraser McGurk, Nabi is the next few batsmen that they are going to have at the crease. But now Xavier Bartlett showing his stumps, was Sam Harper trying to use a couple unorthodox shots here to see whether or not he can free up a little bit of space as well. NZ as well, says Arlo. It is indeed, mate. And at this stage, Sam Harper, he is struggling a little bit to keep himself getting off the mark. It was whipped off the leg side. He's shown the stumps, which does tell you he is desperate to try and find a few gaps in the field, but just doesn't quite seem to be happening for him. And also me neither, because I'm Kiwi. And who do you think will take the win, says Andre? At the moment, I would say the Brisbane Heat have a 65% chance of winning this game. Nice delivery once again from Bartlett. It's another dot ball. And this is very good work from the Brisbane Heat here early on. He did end up going for around that 10 runs, or I believe it was 9 off his very first over. And then from there, he just keeps on going and keeping those dot balls going for his side. Paddy Wagner said 153 for 3 for the prediction there. But yeah, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are back with every single game of the KFC Big Bash, including the game tomorrow that is going to be taking place. That's going to be advancing down the wicket. I believe it's Perth Scorchers taking on the Hobart Hurricanes for the game tomorrow in Heat, as well, says Robert there, for who is going to be able to get the win. Okay, we used to pride ourselves on our cooler tires, but that one last night looked like they finished an off-road course on foot as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, it was a little bit rough. I'm not sure what the kind of reasoning behind that kit was. In terms of, I know they were away from home, but it didn't really look that great, did it? Unfortunately for them, Xavier Bartlett now at the moment, this is looking like a good over for himself, sitting 13 for none at the moment. The Renegades, they haven't lost any wickets, but both of these batsmen only going at 100 strike rate. Sam Harper, though, he hits that one well, and it is going down the ground all the way for 4 for Sam Harper. So doing nicely now. He has been able to hit his first boundary of the match in terms of since that very first ball that he did face. So bringing it up to 2 now, and Sam Harper moves up onto 9 off 9 for himself. And also, don't wear your voice out as well, says Nov Mum. And yeah, at this stage, it seems to be like, that's the thing. I'm only talking for live streams. Like at the moment, I'm going like live stream then I don't talk at all. Other than that, I'm trying to save it for the live streams that we have got. Do you follow any football/soccer? I watch a little bit of the A-League. But I don't really get a chance to watch too much of it normally because it does overlap with the Big Bash. And also we have got the Altav has said 4 as well there in the chat. But yeah, it was a very nice shot down the ground from Sam Harper, sitting 2.5 overs down now for the Melbourne Renegades here. We are at the Metricon Stadium on the Gold Coast. Very nice ground. Probably benefits the bowlers, I'd say, a little bit more by the looks of. That's a little bit of a French cut there from Harvey, and he also gets himself the boundary. So now Bartlett's gone for 16, or sorry, gone for 20, so 11 off that over. So very nicely done there for the Melbourne Renegades to close out that one, and now it is going to be 22 for none after just the 3 overs there for the Renegades. Sam Harper is sitting on 10 off 10. Harvey is sitting on 11 off 8 for himself at the moment. And Xavier Bartlett, he has been expensive in the first 2 overs that he has bowled. Baisley now going to be brought into the bowling attack. It's got plenty of potential, got a little bit of that extra height as well, which can lead to maybe a little bit of variable bounce for himself, but a very talented bowler. And a Basley, they're just showing there, Xavier Bartlett. Harvey just got enough of that bat on to French cut it. Didn't hit the stumps, but it did go all the way for 4 runs as well. But ultimately, it's very sad. I'm very satisfied as well. This was the toughest of the 4 Champions Cup games. The away game, or the away game in France as well. Time to focus on the cricket as well. Says a bash in there. That's going to be a nice ram shot from Sam Harper. Not able to get it down to the boundary, though. It was a Majip who was able to cut it off in the deep. And yes, it's Hurricanes versus Scorchers tomorrow in Hobart and Stars. Hobart and Stars and Sixers Wednesday at the MCG as well. And what team would you put a bet on for this match as well, says Andre. I hate when people ask me that question because I know that they're sitting there with their TAB account open waiting for my prediction. And the thing is, I would pretty much not listen to any word that I say for like betting wise or anything like that. I always suck at predictions for these matches. That's the thing. I watch all these games, but I still can't predict them to save myself. So I would not recommend listening to me when it does come to who's going to be able to win it. Andrew, I give short report as well, says Alavijay there. And at the chat, a nice little bit of swing there just outside of the off stump there for Basley. But trying to keep it efficient here in the early stages of his over. Has only gone for the 1 run so far. That was just a nice bit of swing on offer for the big man there, Basley. They haven't got themselves Morne Morkel this year that I know of. And Andre, I put money on the Heat. See there got Lynn, and he can at good form as well. Says it was Robert there in the chat, but now it is going to be Basley charging in. He's only gone for the 1 run so far. Another dot ball. Nicely bowled for himself. It's looking very sharp in the early stages here for Basley. I feel like the scoreboard is actually well and truly ahead of my coverage today, I have noticed. So it's almost saying what is happening in the ball before the ball actually happens for myself, which is kind of good on their side, bad on my side. For Sky Go to be just that little bit too far behind. But now Basley only gone for the 1 run so far. Advancing down the wicket there was Harvey. He's at the gap. And it's going to be rolling closer and closer to the boundary. It is cut off there. And now they will be just getting the 2 runs. Well done in the deep from the Brisbane Heat to be able to cut that one off. Basley, at this stage, he's still looking very good, though. Is it a head? Oh, it is a head as well, says Arlo. It is indeed. For some reason, some games seem to be just that little bit more ahead than others in terms of the scoreboard. So I will probably be updating the scoreboard at the end of each over, possibly rather than each ball, just to make sure that it doesn't end up giving away too many spoilers throughout the time as well. But we're currently sitting 3.4 overs in. The projected for them is sitting, if they get 8 and over from here, 156 will be what they will be able to get for themselves. Harvey on strike, advancing once again. It was a catching opportunity, but it was put down. Could have been the big wicket of Harvey, but unfortunately for them, it didn't quite work out, and they have been able to get through for the 2. The Brisbane Heat just not quite able to take it. They didn't get Morne Morkel. They got an England player coming in soon for their next game as well, says Robert there. So we'll be excited to see how he goes into that situation. But yeah, unlucky for them not to be able to get that wicket of Harvey, and he will make the most of that opportunity. Last time, I mean, I'm thinking back to that innings where it was Colin Munro, wasn't it, who was put down, and he just went bang. After that, he just kept on going and going and going and hit himself all the way to 114 not out off of just around that 60 balls. Harvey once again in that one down the ground. And they are going to be able to get the single to close out the over as well. So now after the power play, they are sitting 28 for none for themselves. We have got a spammer here and the chat as well by the looks of it. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Hope your voice sounds a little bit better than mine does at the moment. And now, I'd say that one's probably a bit of a 50-50 for that power play. In terms of 28 runs, it isn't too bad. You're getting yourself 7 and over, but they probably would have liked a little bit more. I put 700 on the Heat for this match as well, says Andre there. And that is why I don't give my predictions normally. But Majib is going to be now having a bit of a bowl. The leg side has been targeted so far for the region. And also, we've got that Paddy in the chat. Says that it was Sebastian there. I think I ended up timing him out as well, I think. But I might have been a little bit later than you guys were. But 32% of shots have been going out, kind of that mid-wicket square leg region of the belt. And it starts, as I said, Sebastian there and Paddy as well. You guys are on it for the moderation. You always get rid of them pretty early. Well, yeah, as well. But Harvey versus Seam, he loves hitting it to the leg side. Now it's going to be Majib who is at the crease for the Brisbane Heat. He has had 29 matches, 30 wickets taken here, and as best as 5 for 15. He actually had something very similar in the T20 World Cup for Afghanistan when he was bowling for the Majib. But I will mention anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are currently sitting on 21, and our like goal is once again going to be a total of, I'd say 100. We'll try and see if we can get to 100. Majib bowling it just a little bit down the leg side, and they do take the single there for the Renegades. And now Sam Harper will be on strike for this one as well. BBO has said hi as well in the chat, and hi, okay. And then a hi, okay, as well there. And what's the pitch look like? It looks like there's not too much grass cover on it overall. So I'd say it actually looks like a very nice surface for probably both batting and bowling. I'd say there's probably a little bit of spin on offer, which is why Majib will be such an important player for them throughout this innings. But at the moment, it is 29 for none after the first 4.1 overs. But Majib, he is going to be running them once again. They're going at 7 runs per over. It's a slightly slower ball there from Majib. And it is going to be going to the leg side. And that is just a single well fielded there by Chris Linneman, who will have to have a good day with the bat in hand once they do switch over and out as well. Says Rohit Singh in the chat as well, although he hasn't quite been able to pick up the wicket just yet for Majib. We'll have to wait and see whether or not he can get himself one here. He is a very talented bowler. And also we have got the Hey Hamish, says that Kevin as well. Welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are excited for another game of the BBL. Like we mentioned a little bit earlier on, we've got the game tomorrow as well, which is going to be between the Hobart Hurricanes and the Perth Scorchers, and a good matchup. And also we have got their cricket lovers. I said, hey Hamish, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you're doing well as well. Dot ball there for Majib, well bowled by himself at the moment, just not really giving too many runs away. He doesn't normally give away too many boundaries when he is bowling Majib. He's very economical, keeping it on the stumps, and also maybe just putting it a little bit on the legs if he does get a bit of, I guess that's the thing, if he gets the wrong and right. And Hamish, what do you think run total as well, says Cricket Lovers? I said 160 was going to be the target at the start of this match. I'm still going to say they get about 155, just a little bit down the leg side there. And it is going to be the first wide of the day from Majib, or any of the bowlers, to be fair, in that regard. But he has still got another 2 deliveries left of this first over. He was very good in the last match, able to pick up a couple wickets for his side once again. It is going to be the dot ball for Majib. Just the 1 ball left of this over, and then we are already a quarter of the way through. Please don't spoil the action, people. Daddy Time's out the party poopers as well, and I don't have a favourite team, but I like Hobart as well. And Matthew Wade doing very nicely for his side in the last matchup, able to get himself up to a total of, I believe he got 93, didn't he? Lovers 150 roughly as well, and Sweep Sun will take 3 as well. Says a depth and brief. Going to be out to the leg side there for the Renegades once again, and that is going to be the end of the over. 32 for 5 here for the Melbourne Renegades. It's a good over from Majib, only going for the 4 runs, including 1 wide as well. These cricket games you are doing for us, I appreciate it as well. Says it, Kevin, no worries, mate. I was talking about it with my parents a little bit earlier on, about if my voice does end up disappearing. I don't know whether or not I would have to get a whiteboard out and just end up drawing what happens for each ball. And I agree, Kevin, as well, says Robert there, high in the chat. We have got once again, we have pretty much 18 from 18 at the moment for McKenzie Harvey, and also 12 of 12 for Sam Harper, both men hitting 2 boundaries. But now Mitch Swepson, he is getting brought in to the bowling attack, and he is certainly a guy who can take quick wickets for his side. He's got that leg spin kind of ability. It's going to be tough for the batsman to be able to read what way Swepson will be putting it as well. 168 for 4, says the Nov Mum Dan. I agree, given it there from Robert as well. But yeah, I hope you guys are all still able to tolerate my voice while it does sound like this. I do admit it's not ideal the way that it sounds at the moment, but hopefully it does come back in the near future, and we'll be able to keep on going with all of these BBL live streams that we have got planned for the future. Swepson gives that one plenty. It's going to be hit out cover way though, and it will just be the single. No, it's not. It's going to be the 2 now because of the misfield. So not a good start to the over for the men in the deep for Swepson's bowling. But Swepson, I think he could pick up a couple as well. Swepson will be taken at this over as well. And also listen to the on-my-move predictions are always top-notch as well. Says Sebastian there. And what are your thoughts on the team of the year, Hamish, as well? Says Kevin, I saw some good names in there. I think there were a couple names that missed out that people I know did want to see going to get a chance. But other than that, I mean, overall, I think they have got quite a few of the right players for those rugby ones. But now at the moment, Swepson first 2 deliveries has gone for just the 2 runs. A little bit of exertion there from him, trying to put some extra revolutions on that one cut off in the deep. And they are once again going to be able to get the 2. So a little bit of good running between the wickets from the Renegades. That's the thing. When you got Harper at one end and you have got at the other end, it is going to be McKenzie Harvey. Like those 2 can just be rapid between the wickets, which is why they will probably risk a couple more of those, I guess you could call them riskier singles and 2s, because they know that they've got enough pace to be able to just go back and forth at 1,000 miles an hour. But Majib, I assume they will be giving him the next over in this one as well to see whether or not he can keep that momentum going for the Brisbane Heat, who are currently a 63% chance of being able to win this one. Advancing down the wicket there for Harvey, and it is going to be the dot ball once again. So nicely bowled by the spinner so far. It looks like it's relatively hard to pick up where that ball is bouncing, or in terms of where it's going to kind of spin to once it does bounce, I should say. Now Swepson once again, he pitches it up, nicely bowled, and it is just going to be the dot ball once again. Well bowled by Swepson here to just keep on powering through this over. That it is almost 6 overs down in the power play, or in the power hitting department for the Renegades, because I feel like early on in an innings, you still have that ability of being able to find those gaps in the field. And the Renegades, they have only got 4 boundaries so far. It'll be a nice cut shot there, and it's going through the gap that time. Could be cut off in the deep, though. Yes, it will be. So they will be able to get back for just the 2 runs, and then that will be the end of the 6th over now, and they are going to be sitting on 38 for none here for the Melbourne Renegades. We have got is Andrew Simons in commentary for this match as well. Right, I'm just going to quickly listen to see if I can hear him. Of course, no one's going to say anything now for the commentary. I know that they've got Glenn Maxwell in the commentary box, which is pretty awesome to see that he is there for this one. Number 9, France number 9, well-deserved. He was well ahead of the other 9s as well there. That was Antoine Dupont. Very good player and very exciting prospect for the future of rugby as well, not just for France, but in the world, because he is absolutely phenomenal. We've got a few Santas in the crowd at the moment. We're getting very close to Christmas, like I mentioned. Have you guys got your Christmas trees up yet? Or do you not end up putting them up till like the day before? And do let me know. I think we put ours up 2 days ago, which is probably relatively early for us. Normally we are a last minute tree up in the corner. We've got one with lights this year, a little bit fancy. But Basley now, it is sitting 0 for 6 here off his first over. So 1 run a ball at the moment is what he is averaging here early on. But if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the live stream. It is hugely appreciated. We are sitting on 29 likes at the moment as well. Did you see Dupont as a very young lad as well? Says Sebastian. I do indeed. How old is Antoine Dupont? Do let me know, Sebastian. And also, we've got their thanks in the chat. Says Cricket Lover stepping across the crease there. He has it, that one in the air. This is going to be a catching opportunity. Majib takes it. And that is now going to be Sam Harper out. And it is going to be Basley who has been able to pick up the important wicket. And also, did you get a real tree or a fake one? We got a fake one because it's got like, not quite LEDs, but it's got like light up parts on the very end of the bristle type thing. Is that the right word? I know that it's not. Like bristles a toothbrush, isn't it? Not a Christmas tree, but like on the very end of the pointy little parts, it's got little lights as well. But Basley able to pick up the wicket there off Sam Harper. He'll be disappointed with that. 12 runs of 13 deliveries, but now it will be Nick Madison making his way to the crease. He's 25 mental as well. Says Sebastian there, and also we have got there. Who do you think will be win as well? Says Cricket Lovers there, and if Andrews is in there, he'll be talking about Lynn as well. Says Robert. But now Nick Madison, he has got quite a few tattoos. I swear he's got more and more every single time he makes his way to the crease. Nick Madison But the predicted at the moment, if they get 10 and over from here, they get 176. But if they go at their current run rate of 6.16, they only get around that 140 or so, which is certainly not what they will be wanting in this situation. Currently, they are sitting 39 for 1 in this situation. And shake me, I'm disappointed as well, says Paddy Wagon there. And I'd say Heat. See, you got Chris Lynn opening as well, says a Robert. Ooh. Okay, so Chris Lynn, Max Bryan, they both have that powerful game. And that's the thing, Nick Madison here. They've actually only given him 3 bars of power out of a possible 6. And match winner only the 2. So they've actually really underrated him as a player by the looks of it there. But he has got plenty of talent, Nick Madison, and we will have to wait and see how it does go. And also we've got there, did you get a real tree, Paddy, as well? Says it Robert Miller. Now it is going to be Basley bowling a nice Yorker to Madison straight away, who does whip it down the ground for the single. So he is out. Well, he is now off the mark. So I'd say Heat. I see you got Chris Lynn opening as well. But yeah, Sam Harpy just didn't get all that. He knew it as soon as he hit it that he didn't strike that one as well as he would have liked. And then Majip in the deep, able to get that wicket and able to take the catch for his side as well. So Basley at the moment, he has been very economical for his early stages. We're sitting 39 for 1 here for the Melbourne Renegades after 6.2 overs. The last wicket falling was Sam Harper, 12 runs off 13. Like I mentioned, he'll be a little bit disappointed with that as well. You watch this channel regularly as well. See the cricket lovers down, but look at Caden Murley and Liner. They're 22 and 21 respectively, young flying wings as well. That's going to go through the gap in the outfield and just picking up the single once again. Is Chris Gale playing in this BBL, says Kevin? Not that I know of. I know that Andre Russell is, and he has been making quite an impact for the Melbourne Stars as of late, but unfortunately we don't get to see Chris Gale in the BBL this year. We have always got the I've been here since probably June as well, says it Robert there. And we always get a real treat, says Paddy Wagon. I mean, I'd like to get a real treat, but hay fever, unfortunately, does just stop us from being able to enjoy a real Christmas tree, or else everyone just ends up sneezing the whole Christmas, which isn't a lot of fun. And Gale's no longer in the BBL as well. Says Robert, who was the team that he played for last in the BBL? Was it the Renegades that Chris Gale was at? I can't quite remember which team he was actually at for the final time, but at the moment, Nick Madison at the crease. He has had in BBL 10 only 134 runs for himself at the Melbourne Stars. It will be a little bit disappointed with that, but he certainly has the talent to be able to go on and get himself a 50. He's got plenty of time with the fact that he is already out there after only the 6 overs down. Basley charging in there. It's going to be whipped off the legs there of Madison, but goes straight to short mid-wicket. Same Paddy as well there. Sees it Robert in the chat. But yeah, I guess it depends on what you guys do enjoy, because I know that a lot of people, it's kind of a tradition to go out and get a real tree. Like, we've got a massive tree in the backyard. It kind of looks like a Christmas tree, but we don't put lights on it, as it would take forever to put a whole heap of lights on that massive monstrosity in the backyard. But now it is going to be Madison once again on strike. Just one ball left of the Basley over. Has only gone for 2 runs so far and was able to pick up the wicket, and that is going to be a dot ball to close out the over. 7 overs down, and it is 40 for 1 here for the Melbourne Renegades. And I think now I can interact and discuss with you regularly. I think you are BBL expert as well. Dan Gale played for the Renegades in 2016 as well, says Sebastian there. Geez, was it that long ago that we did get to see Chris Gale in the BBL? It feels like it was just yesterday. But saying that, 2016 feels like it was just yesterday, and that was 5 years ago. That is crazy how quickly time is going at the moment. But the Renegades, they are already 7 overs down. I don't think they'll be 100% happy with the total that they are sitting on at the moment. Harvey's sitting on 25 of 25, and they're predicted at the rate that they're going is 114 for the My Hamish as well. Says Buzz, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well and hope you are excited for some more BBL action today. We've got a match happening tomorrow as well. That is the Hobart Hurricanes. They are going to be taking on the Perth Scorchers. Then the day after, on Wednesday at the MCG, it will be the Melbourne Stars taking on the Sydney Sixers. And what should be a very exciting game as well. Now sweeps in once again, bowls a nice sweep shot there from Harvey, trying to pierce the outfield, and it's great fielding there in the deep though. A lot of commitment out there from, I believe it was Tom. I think his name's Tom. I'm trying to remember his name in full. It's Tom Abel who was able to cut off that one. A lot of effort out there. Don't feel sick anymore. Turns out I had a really bad flu as well, says Dwubs. So yeah, hopefully you do end up feeling a little bit better in the next kind of coming days as well, mate. And also we have got there, he was at Renegades and then Scorchers as well, says a Robert Miller. Sweeps it now. Big full toss, and it was hit away to the leg side once again. So at the moment, Harvey He's had most of the strike run out opportunity, but they are able to get back for 2. He's extremely quick between the wickets. McKenzie Harvey. It's extremely tough to get him for a run out, but I believe last year I actually jinxed someone by saying that. I was saying there's no way you can run this man out. And I think it was actually, who was it? It was one of the openers, and then he ended up getting run out the next ball. They're going to be hitting that one out deep for McKenzie Harvey. Might once again try and get back for the 2 here. They have taken it. Tell you what, it would have been close to a run out if it did fall nicely for them, but just not quite able to get back for that one as well. So now at the moment, Harvey being able to hit 2-2-2 so far off the sweeps and over, doing nicely, keeping that strike rate ticking over. That is actually more runs than they have got in their past few overs as well. So that is big for the Renegades to still have 3 balls left of Swepson over, and he does pitch it up. It's on the leg side, and they're going to be trying to work it for the 2. He's not going to get there, though, for McKenzie Harvey. Just a single. Scored off that one once again, but I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like. We are currently sitting on 33. Our like goal by the end of this live stream is going to be 100. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. It does help support the channel. And also, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it is also hugely appreciated. And we are on the road to being able to hit ourselves to 10,000 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer every single day. Good dot ball there for Swepson. Just gives it little bit of whip outside of the off stump, spins away from Nick Madison as well. I believe it might have been the wrong in here for him, or it almost traveled through like it was just, oh, that's a nice delivery there for Swepson once again. It looks like keeper, no, he has kicked it away, and it is just going to be the single to close out that over. Now the score is 48 for 8. Well, sorry, 48 for 1. Tell you what, 48 for 8 would not be a good sign here for the Melbourne Renegades, but luckily for them, they have only lost that 1 wicket so far, going at 6 and over. So the projected from here on out is sitting them at 120, but I'd say more likely is around that 150 mark from here on out. They have still got the power surge, and they've still got Harvey at the crease. He has only been able to hit himself 2-4 so far, but he's got a lot of power, and he is certainly going to be one to watch out for in the near future of this game. Tell you what, we'll have a little prediction as well. From what we have seen so far, oh, there is a man who is asking someone to marry him. How does this go? Okay, she did say yes. That is always a good sign. If she did say no, then it would have been a bit of a problem. She just sculled a beer, tipped it all over herself. That's nice. That's nice, isn't it? We always got the ice there. I saw matches as well, and which I saw in the BBL chasing team as well there. Oh, okay, she's actually back, although this time she is back at the ground without the beer being tipped on her head, which is always nice to see as well there. And at the moment, this game between the Brisbane Heat and also, oh, that's a good reverse sweep from Nick Madison to be able to get himself the 2 runs. This game's heating up. We've got the Heat in a game that they cannot lose because of the fact that they have already lost 2 games so far. And with how short this BBL season is, you can't afford to be giving away wins in the early stages. They've already lost their first 2 matches, sadly. So because of it, it does mean that this will be now, it's going to be tough for them to be able to do so. Now it is going to be the cut shot from Nick Madison out to the man at point as well. We have got there Hamish Bro. Give update score as well. Says Cricket Lovers. We are going to be updating it at kind of the end of each over. And the reason behind that is because it's kind of been a little bit wonky in terms of the score updates in recent times, unfortunately, due to the fact that the game is actually a little bit behind. And just saying, I enjoy the cricket as well. Says Xbox, welcome into the live stream. I hope you do have a good day for yourself as well. That one is going to be hit to the deep. Madison at the moment, he is sitting on 5 runs off 8 deliveries here for Nick Madison. So it is going to be so important that he sticks around with Harvey and they get themselves maybe even a 50-run partnership between this 2-wicket kind of spell, because they have got James Seymour who will be going to the crease next. And also we have got there TK in the chat as well. Welcome in, and could you please handle this for a bit as well? BK is out of mods at the moment, and he has some issues in the chat as well. Says Sebastian there at the moment. Oh yeah, nonetheless. Now we are sitting 8.4 overs down, and the Renegades are sitting 53 for 1. So doing decently in the early stages of Brisbane Heat to keep it economical for themselves. Going to be once again cut away by McKenzie Harvey. It's a dot ball though. And those are going to be crucial for the Brisbane Heat in their run and kind of chase, because they don't want to be chasing anything more than 165, which would be 10 and over from here on out if they do get into that position, and will do as well. Says up Paddy there in the chat. Yeah, if they get into the position of needing any more than 165, I think momentum goes back to the Renegades. But at the moment, for the predictor, it is saying 68% chance for the Brisbane Heat to be able to win this game from here on out. That is the end of the 9th over now, and it is going to be 54 for 1 And at this one, so only going for the 6 runs once again. Gosh, this is making me sleepy, but not the ball kind, the good kind of sleepy as well. Says so that is good news, mate. But yeah, if you do need to sleep, since you have been sick, it is always the best medicine. Keep on sleeping there as well. And Satnyam has said 55.2 as well into that one. I assume that is the prediction for when they do get 55 runs. They're going to be able to get the second wicket there. So we have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. But Majip at the moment, he has only gone for the 10 runs of his first 2 deliveries. I'm just thinking about it. In this situation, I see that Brad Hodge was reenacting the marriage proposal in the commentary box, which is always one of those ones you never know what to expect with the commentators that they have got in this game. But the next game that is going to be taking place for the Big Bash, it is going to be the Hobart Hurricanes, and they will be taking on the Perth Scorchers, which should be a very exciting game. And then the game after that is at the MCG, and it is going to be the matchup between the Melbourne Stars and the Sydney Sixers. That is also going to be one with fireworks. And with the MCG, I'm hoping that they can get quite a good number of people in the seats for that one. But this game is being played at Metricon Stadium, and you're doing a great job as well. Says aside, thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated you being here for this matchup. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's gone down to fine leg now. Cut off nicely. And it is just going to be kept to just the 1 run there for McKenzie Harvey and Nick Madison, both sitting with left-handers here. And at this position, I believe, is McKenzie Harvey left-handed? I believe he is. If I'm not wrong, hello, that voice crack as well says to us, yeah, pretty much my voice at this stage hardly exists. Like, I don't know what's happened to it, but over the last couple of days, it just doesn't quite want to work, unfortunately, for me. But yeah, 55 for 1 at the moment here for the Melbourne Renegades. Guthrie charging in once again. And he does end up putting out outside of the off stump. Madison tries to drive, but it is going to be cut off nicely there. They're only sitting 55 for 1 after the 9.2. See, anytime I try and update that so that it does go a little bit quicker, it does mean that we are a ball or so behind in that regard. So that is why I am waiting till the end of the overs to be able to do my bet. Is England going to upset Australia in the second test match as well? Tell you what, if they did win that second Ashes match, it would be very impressive because like we mentioned a little bit earlier on, we haven't seen them getting in that situation of, I believe it was actually, yeah, they've never lost a pink ball test. The Australians, good slow ball there as well. And also we have got there, apologies for my ignorance. Momentarily forgot about your voice. Welcome back. Don't put too much strain on the vocal cords. Hope you use the best medicine as well. Search how singing stars recover their voice as well, says this spot. Yeah, I've been slowly, that's the thing. They do say that rest is the best kind of remedy for it as well. So I did sleep for quite a little while last night, and I'm going to be doing the same tonight, and hopefully it will be back completely for tomorrow as well. And also we have got there, you're correct, he's a left-hander as well. It says it was in the chat from Robert. So Madison and Harper, they're both left-handers, and I believe it is actually James Seymour who will be in that situation of also being a left-hander. That is a bit of an overthrow, but Chris Lynn able to regather for them as well. England's never won a day-night test in Australia as well. So it is going to be very tough for them to be able to get the job done. But if they do win it, that will be extremely impressive. I'm not sure what the odds are sitting at for them to be able to win from here. But I know that after that first performance in the Ashes match, maybe it might not be too great. We have got there, Hamish, nice voice cracks as well, says Stubbs. Although, to be fair, I didn't really get too many of them as a teenager. So I feel like I'm just making up for lost time at the moment. But on the mic at the moment, they're talking to Ben Duckett, a man who did decently for his side in the very first match. I believe he got mid-40s for the Brisbane Heat, but it wasn't enough to get them to win. Slower Yorker there. Oh, this is going to be called as a wide. It was close down in the batter, Harvey. The umpire wasn't having none of it, though, and he does call it as a wide there. I'm just going to look at this one in slow motion. No, he didn't quite get onto that one. He was close to it, Harvey. Oh, that's even closer from that angle. But I do not think he got anything on it. The projected at the moment has them going at 118 after their 20 overs. They just haven't quite been able to get the ball off the bat enough. And at this first spell, they've only hit themselves a total of 4 boundaries. Trying to hit another one there, but that is a dot ball. Once again, well bowled by this Brisbane Heat lineup. They're keeping it tight, and they are keeping it very efficient in the first 10 overs. So for the Big Bash boost point, it's looking like they are only going to need themselves around that 60 mark to be able to get the job done. I know that yesterday the Sydney Thunder actually only set a total of 58 for that as well. And also we have got there as David Warner fit to play as well, says Kevin. I haven't actually seen whether or not he is going to be playing for them. I know that Hazelwood, from what I have heard, is going to be missing for them, unfortunately, there for that match. But Guthrie now once again keeping it on the stumps, whipped away by Harvey. Looks like they want to get back for the 2. They're certainly not going to be able to. So now the Bash boost point, they are going to need to chase down 59 if they do want to be able to get that point. That wasn't quite a sentence, but that is all right. We have got there. You watch the IPL T20 as well as these cricket lovers there as well, but we have now got drinks in this matchup. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are currently sitting on 40 likes, so we are getting closer and closer to our like goal of 100, but it is hugely appreciated all you guys being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave that like and subscribe, and also check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is the pinned comment. My voice doesn't normally sound like this, believe it or not. So because of that, when it does come fully back, we are going to be covering the Big Bash, we are going to be covering the Ashes, and also the Rugby Champions Cup that has taken place this weekend as well. The whole heap of those sides. It is pretty awesome when we do get to see it in full effect. And yeah, it is going to be a very awesome competition this weekend. And also the Ashes will, like I mentioned, be in full effect for those ones as well, which is absolutely insane that we do get to see so much cricket all in such a short space of time. This is the first time in a few years that the BBL is actually going to be finished before we reach February as well. I don't watch the IPL, see I'm like Hamish sleep during the day as well. Sees like Robert Miller there. But yeah, at the moment, my sleep schedule, who knows, maybe with the Champions Cup, after the Champions Cup is finished, I may end up on a slightly more normal sleep schedule, as I'm 100% there in the chat with a whole heap of the emojis as well. But they're just showing me Paw Patrol, the movie, as the advertisement that they've got for myself. I don't know whether or not I'm going to go see it, I'll be honest. Doesn't really tickle my fancy. Currently, they are sitting 58 for 1 here after their first 10 overs. Just the 1 wicket they were able to get, and it was actually Sam Harper who was out. It was caught by Majip in the deep, and also bowled by Basley, who was able to pick up the one and only wicket for the Brisbane Heat. Sale Sharks win against Ospreys seemed close game as well. Yeah, it was a very close one for those two sides, and I'm excited to see the Sale Sharks going on. I know they've got a lot of South Africans. They've got Lutiaga, just to mention one. Also, the Duprea brothers are both very talented. And now Majip is being brought back into the bowling attack, and they have taken the power surge here. The Melbourne Renegades, they've decided that now is the time to try and up that run rate and see if they can build momentum in this last 10 overs. They have got Harvey, who's sitting on 35 off 35. He is in that situation of he is probably, I'd say he's striking the ball well enough. He has only hit the boundary twice so far with 2 4s and not IPL. I asked you about Lincoln, Premier League T20 as well there. Chad, is that LPL? Does kind of look like IPL with the way that it is written there. So I guess it is that in that situation of not the Indian Premier League, but also the Lankan Premier League as well. Is that the Sri Lankan IPL, or not the Sri Lankan IPL, the Sri Lankan T20 competition? Do let me know. Now the Brisbane Heat at the moment, they are talking to their head coach here, Wade Succumb, and he will be very impressed with this performance from his side so far. No one has really gone for a huge amount of runs. The economy, actually, Xavier Bartlett, the only man who has an economy more than 7. He was going at 10.5 and 21 runs off his first 2 overs. He is getting to bowl once again inside of the power play. That's the thing. He does power play overs, though. A little bit too wide from him. And that is going to be the wide from Xavier Bartlett to start off this next over. They still want to keep this one tight for the Brisbane Heat. If they can get out of this game without the opposition and the Melbourne Renegades getting to, if they can keep them under 130, I think they win this game with about 4 overs spare. But if they end up getting a little bit higher up there, they've still got Kane Richardson in their bowling attack. Mohammad Nabi, Zahir Khan as well will be there for them. So I feel like it is going to be a tough one for them. Letstone Munsters are looking dangerous teams at the moment. Nice shot there, glided, and that's going to be 4 runs there for McKenzie Harvey, who moves up onto 39. No, I don't watch the Sri Lankan one. I watch the one Hamish is doing now in test matches and the Australian Shield cricket as well. Says Robert there. But Xavier Bartlett just ends up gliding that one, unfortunately, straight past the man at short third man. They had him in the right place. He just didn't quite get the hands on the ball, was shooting past him, and it did go all the way to the boundary. But McKenzie Harvey might be able to bring up his 50 before the power surge is over. They have still got another 11 balls at the wide ball. That's going to be the edge, though, I believe. Oh, they haven't given it as a wicket there. I thought that was actually an edge from McKenzie Harvey, so probably a little bit lucky that he was still at the crease at this stage. But anyone who doesn't know the IPL, or sorry, the BBL, these games do run from about 9:15 a.m. or sorry, 9:15 p.m. New Zealand time right through to around that 1 a.m. Somewhere around there, these games do take place, and it is going to be every single night, other than when the day-night test comes in. That's going to be another wide from Xavier Bartlett, just not quite getting the radar right at this point in time. I believe at the moment they're just having a little bit of a chat here with the umpire at square leg. Is this going to be... Okay, they were just checking whether or not that was completely off the pitch, because if it was completely off the pitch, it would have actually been a no ball there. Okay, so it is just a wide. That is just called that as well. Lewis Hamilton didn't win yesterday, was the other guy as well, says Kevin. Oh, what's the other guy's name? Isaac. If he is watching this live stream, he would be fuming at me because he knows Formula One extremely well. So as soon as you say it's not Lewis Hamilton, he will be able to list you like the next 10 qualifying guys that would have been able to win up at Brisbane Heat. At the moment, they are doing decently with the bowling, but Xavier Bartlett needs to keep this one tight. It's a wide ball once again. Nick Madison hits it over the outfield, and that is going to be 4 runs for him as well. He is now joining in on the party of the boundaries. That is his first of the match now. So we've had 6 4s so far, but no 6s for the Melbourne Renegades. Perhaps that could change, though, inside of this power surge, because they are looking like they're hitting the ball very nicely. And Nick Madison, his first boundary of the day as well. It just ended up in the right slot, and he decided, you know what, I'll be having a piece of this one. It's nice and wide. Makes me wonder about the field placement, though, whether or not that is the best option to be bowling, because Bartlett seems to either be bowling a wide or he does end up getting it for 4. At the moment, it's another wide delivery. I glided out there for Nick Madison. We have got there, what's the red ball driver? Was the red ball driver, wasn't it as well? Says Robert. Oh, I wish it wasn't so late at night, because Isaac will be asleep because he has got work early tomorrow morning, but I could literally send him a message saying, like, who drives the red ball car? And he'll give me both the driver and the other driver as well while he is at it. But Xavier Bartlett now has gone for 32 runs so far. If he can get out of this over with only going for just the one more run, I'm sure he wouldn't be too... Oh, it's another wide from Xavier Bartlett. Okay, they're just checking whether or not that has missed the pitch, because if it is too far and it has missed the pitch, that is going to be a no ball. This is a big moment in this matchup. Ellie isn't here as well, says Betty Wagon. I believe she might be sleeping possibly at this hour of the day, just because of the fact that we have all been up at random hours. Verstappen as well. And there says Robert. So they are just checking this one to see whether or not it is a no ball. I'm not sure about this tactic for Xavier Bartlett in terms of just bowling it as a wide Yorker. They're just going to be checking this one. So pretty much he hasn't missed the pitch width ways, but if he's missed the pitch long ways, this is going to be a no ball. Oh, he's just hit the pitch there, Xavier Bartlett. Very, very lucky that is going to not be called as a no ball, but he just needs to get one somewhere close to being straight enough. They know the tactic that he's trying to use, Xavier Bartlett, but he is not bowling it to the best of his ability at the moment, just giving away extra runs. Would have probably been less expensive just bowling it straight, which she was awake before the stream started as well. Says up Paddy Wagon there. So yeah, perhaps she has had an early night. We have had plenty of action happening on the live streaming for the last little while, and she has been here for a lot of them. That one is now going to be lobbed, and that's going to be 4 runs anyway. So I'm not sure about that tactic from the Brisbane Heat, but it leads to an expensive over, and it does now make the score 75 for 1. That was a big over in terms of this matchup. They were able to have themselves 3 4s and also getting about 4 wides in that one as well. Xavier Bartlett's radar's just a little bit off today. He's sitting 37 off his 3 overs. So yeah, that one was expensive, about 16 runs off it for himself as well. He will not be too happy with that one, and whether or not he gets another one, we will have to wait and see. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Update, please, Hamish Bro, as well. Says Cricket Lovers, pretty much we will be updating it every 3 or so balls, just because it is a little bit ahead. So if I do update it on the screen, it means that it will happen before I get to see it. So if there is a wicket or anything like that, it will end up being a slight spoiler, I guess you could say, for it. But Majid now, he is going to be bowling the second over of the power surge. He will certainly have a different tactic to what it was for Bartlett, but Guthrie still got 2 overs. He's actually only gone for 2 runs off both of his first 2 overs so far there for Guthrie, and also they have got the options of Basley, who has only gone for 4 runs, also picking up a wicket, and then Swepson, who has been going for 7, which normally isn't too bad, but he's actually the second most expensive bowler. That's gone big from Nick Madison. Didn't get all of it though, and it's going to be falling just safe there for himself and Holden Thumbs India Tour. Holden Thumbs India Tour go ahead, and South Africa are going to be disappointed if cancelled it as well, says Kevin. Yeah, I'm hoping those test matches do get to take place. It's always exciting seeing India take on South Africa. It's always exciting seeing India playing a test match away from home. I remember what happened in that one up against Australia. That one's gone straight through. Pearson hasn't been able to take the catch, so that would have been Madison on his way if he was able to catch it, but it was very quick through to the wicketkeeper. I'm not even sure if Pearson got his hands to this one or whether or not it did just end up bouncing straight off, but we will get to see it in a replay in a very short moment. Majid once again, reverse sweep there from Madison because he's reversed. It does mean that that is not going to be considered as a wide as well. 2 dot balls in a row for Majid. He had nicely done by himself, and he looks like he's got Madison under just a little bit of pressure early on here. Majid once again, it swung through. Madison misses the ball, and it is going to be rolling down for Chris Lynn to cut off for the 2 byes in this situation. Now it is going to be called as the byes. They're actually just talking about whether or not that one should have been called a wide for that ball prior when Nick Madison did end up switch hitting, but yeah, it just ended up going straight through him. He hasn't been able to read Majid too well here so far, Nick Madison. Advancing down the ground, hits it hard, cut off there by Xavier Bartlett, and he does keep it at just the 1 at the moment. Seems like it is going to be getting extremely close to, that's a tough thing. The power surge is about to be over. There's 65% chance that the Brisbane Heat win this match from here, but I can still see the Renegades being able to put on a decent total. That was a good swing as well. Kept his balance there, and that is going to be the end of the over. It is going to be 12 overs gone now. That is the end of the power surge as well, and it is 80 for 1 here for the Melbourne Renegades. It looks like McKenzie Harvey is not too happy with that one. I would say at this point of the innings, they're going at 6.67. That is after the power surge. So they really need to push hard if they want any chance of being able to get to. That's the thing. 10 from here gives them 160. 8 from here gives them 144. I feel like 140 on the board is bare minimum here for the Melbourne Renegades. Definitely up against the side in the Brisbane Heat who just loved to hit the ball hard. You got Max Bryant, you got Chris Lynn, Jimmy Pearson. You can go down almost to some of those lowest fellows as well. There's just a handstand happening from the Brisbane Heat mascot, I do see there. But pretty much you can look right down at someone like a Bartlett. We saw him fire in that last match where the Brisbane Heat were almost able to get themselves the win in the end. But he has got power, and he can certainly hit a long ball as well. But we've only had a total of 7 boundaries so far in the first 12 overs. And that is a big number in terms of the fact that it is a big number because it's a small number. And that's a weird sentence to say, but it's a big number for the Heat because they've been able to shut them down so many times. That's a brilliant shot down the ground, and that's going to be the 8th. I jinxed them there big time, but brilliant shot down the ground there for Nick Madison. And he has been able to hit himself 4 runs to start off this over. And Swepson now will be back under pressure. He's gone for 7 runs per over for his last few. Just brilliant shot straight down the ground, opened up straight past the bowler and was able to get it for 4 runs. That's a good start to this over. Now Nick Madison swings through. He's tried to go big. It's going to be taken, though, in the deep by Xavier Bartlett. And that is going to be the 2nd wicket. Madison is disappointed because that was a decent shot. He had to decide that he did want to be a little bit more aggressive. He just wasn't quite able to get all of it. And now 12.2 overs down, and that is the 2nd wicket lost there for the Melbourne Renegades. He stepped back. Madison tried to go over mid-wicket, but Bartlett, good catch over his head to be able to take that one. Very good in the field, jumped at the right time, and was able to take the catch. See, that's the thing. That wasn't an easy catch, but he made it look easy for Bartlett there as well. Nick Madison here is going to be out 19 runs of 21 deliveries there for the wicket. 2 for 84 here now for the Renegades. That has changed the momentum in this game once again. 66% chance of the Brisbane Heat being able to win this one. They've sent out Mohamed Nabi now at the crease. It's out the South Africa team in Super Rugby. Do you agree? It's a bit weak as well. The South Africa team in Super Rugby. Do you agree? It's a bit weak as well, says Kevin. It depends, because I like to see that South Africa are taking part in the URC, but I also miss them from Super Rugby, and I am looking forward to seeing Fiji and Drua and Moana Pacifica getting an opportunity there. I will admit, though, they will lose a lot of their South African audience with the fact that they haven't got those South African players really at all in the competition. I'm trying to think of South African players who have signed for Super Rugby teams. There's not actually a huge amount of them. Madison is not a good player as well, says Cricket Lovers. Yeah, he did struggle in this one. He was struggling a little bit for the Melbourne Stars as well last year, only getting the 134 runs in the season. But he's got the potential that when he goes bang, he can actually hit a ball hard. But He just needs to find that form once again. Mohamed Nabi now is going to be facing Swepson here. Going to be interested to see spinner versus spinner. Nicely bowled there from Swepson, getting plenty of movement off the pitch as well. Very good commentary as well. Says more. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate you being here. Don't worry, my voice does not normally sound like this. It is just the fact that I have lost it from talking so much from the BBL in the last couple of days. It will be back soon to the way that it normally is. But Swepson now once again getting that one going. It is just going to be it to the leg side, or sorry, to the offside there to point. Well, the single Swepson, he did go for the boundary off the very first delivery, got the wicket, the very next one after that. And now he is continuing to bowl in a very good line and length. Swepson try and get himself going forward. It is 85 for 2 at the moment in this matchup. It seems like the scoreboard is actually almost coming back to where I am, or not quite, because Mohamed Nabi, that ball has not been bowled yet. And now Harvey, he is going to be on strike, sitting on 44 of 40 deliveries, moving his way towards the 50. That's a big full toss from Swepson, but it is just going to be rewarded with the single for them as well. And at the moment, like they are saying, Mohamed Nabi, very good runner between the wickets. Hi, Amish. Hello, everyone, as well. Says David. David, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are excited for the second innings, where we will get to see the Brisbane Heat try and chase down anything probably between 130 and 160 here for the Melbourne Renegades. Last 2 seasons, I saw him in Melbourne Stars. He is not an impact player as well. Says Cricket Lovers here. Hello, mate. Says Batty Wagon. It's going to be dragged down. Hit down the ground from Mohamed Nabi, and that will close out the 13th over 30. Oh, sorry, not 30. 86 for 2 here. I believe it's the end of the over. Ooh. I believe it is the end of that over. Yes, it is. I was just wondering what happened for a second. It seemed to be that they didn't look like they were going to be continuing, or maybe that there was going to be one more delivery for a no ball or something, which I was very confused about. As Swepson, he is a spinner, and if you're a spinner and you bowl no balls, that is not ideal for your side, that is for sure. But at the moment, the current run rate is sitting at 6.7 here for the Renegades. They probably want to get that up to around 7 at least by the end of this innings. So you want to look at 140 minimum. Hello, buddy. Hope you're well as well. And there from David. But yeah, I hope you guys are all enjoying the BBL so far this year. We're already up to match 11. We've got a match tomorrow. The Hobart Hurricanes, they will be taking on the Perth Scorchers, and we will be covering that game on the channel as well. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 10,000 at the moment, and it's hugely appreciated. All the support you guys have been showing. We're sitting on 51 likes now, though we have been able to move our way all the way up to our like goal of the 50 for the first innings. Let's see if we can get to 100 by the end of the second. It's going to be Bazley once again getting the wicket early on of Harper, and also only going for 4 runs per over. Going to be glided down to deep third man by Mohamed Nabi once again, and that is going to be a good start to the over for Bazley. He doesn't really leak a huge amount of runs. Also is very aware of where he needs to have his fielders for the way that he bowls, and I feel like that is a very important factor for a lot of these pace bowlers. It's knowing where, and I guess knowing where you can consistently put the ball. And I am Greggy Eastwood as well in the chat. Said hello, mate. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're doing better than my voices at the moment as well, and I'm all right, and yourself as well, says Batty Wagon. But basically, at the moment, there are 11 balls left of his over. It's going to be whipped off the legs of Harvey. Struck it decently. They are just going to be getting the single, though, for themselves, so able to cut it off nicely. See, you got that frog in your throat, Amish, as well. At least you're not coughing and spitting out here like last night as well. Says that David. Yeah, I guess the thing is, hopefully, that's the thing. Other than my live streams, I'm just going to be not talking at all. Hope you're having a great evening as well. Says, I'm Gregory Eastwood. I am indeed. But 34 dots so far for the Renegades in the first 13.2 overs. But yeah, pretty much outside of the live streams, I am just going to be, I'll have to get myself a whiteboard so that I can just write down everything that I want to say, or just message it to people. Well, that one as well. There certainly won't be any videos being filmed anytime recently, just due to the fact that I do need my voice for these live streams that we have got of the BBL. But hopefully it does clear up in the next kind of day or so. This one so far for Bazley, 3 balls bowled and only gone for the 2 runs. He's an incredibly economic bowler. I couldn't think of the word there for a second for myself. And also we have got there, please change score when change ball as well, says Raj. Unfortunately, I do have to update it every kind of 3 or 4 balls, just due to the fact that it is a little bit ahead. That is going to be the wide called, and now it is 90 for 2. But pretty much because of the fact that my coverage is just that little bit behind live, it does mean that this scoreboard today is actually being very efficient and going just a little bit quicker than myself, but I will keep you guys informed about what is happening each and every ball of this one for the ones that it doesn't update. But it's currently sitting 90 for 2 here for the Renegades. Currently going at 6.67 and over. They certainly need a little bit more than that to be able to win this game up against the Brisbane Heat, I would think. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see out as well, says Amaral. That's going to be in the air from Mohamed Nabi straight down the man's throat as square leg, and it is going to be taken beautifully in the deep. And now it is going to be Mohamed Nabi. He is out in Basley. Picks up a second. Where's Karen as well, says David. He is over on the couch, but we will put him up in the corner as well. While we are at it, there we go. He is up in the corner now for us in wicket as well, says Street. And if the Heat are going to win, are they going to need to bowl Bartlett as well, says I'm Greg Eastwood. And yeah, it is one of those ones that they certainly going to need to make sure they pick up early wickets, the Melbourne Renegades, for this one, because Basley at the moment, he is on fire. Mohamed Nabi, he is going to be out 3 runs off 6 deliveries here. But then the other side of it is they've still got Harvey at the crease. He needs to find a way of getting that ball to the boundary just a little bit more. Of his 46 runs of 42 balls, he has only hit himself 4 fours. And that is a massive number in terms of the fact that it's not a massive number, because you do need a few more. And the situation now is going to be Seymour once again making his way to the crease. They've got Owie, but left-handers at the moment for the Melbourne Renegades. I'm wondering whether or not you change it up and actually put out Fraser McGurk here rather than Seymour. No, they've gone Seymour. I would have thought maybe go with the right and left-hander combo just to try and throw off the bowling line, because at the moment, the Brisbane Heat, they are sticking to a plan extremely well, and they are executing it extremely well. At the same time, age 29 for James Seymour. He's played 3 matches and has got himself 33 runs right. He is going to be on strike as well, as they did not cross for that one for Mohamed Nabi. Is this David Seymour? It is indeed, mate. He has made his way to the crease. Has only had 3 matches so far for them, but has got an average of 11 runs or so. I'm going to have to make sure that he does keep these last 2 balls of the over out. Is Aaron Finch still injured? He is indeed. And I have decided that I'm not going to change my thumbnail with Aaron Finch there until we get to see Aaron Finch back in the Melbourne Renegades kit. He is on commentary at the moment for a lot of the games that have taken place, and also we have got the out as well, says Amit there. But Basley now sitting on 2 wickets so far for himself. Going to be nicely glided there down to third man, and that is going to be just cut off for the single, sitting 91 for 3 here for the Melbourne Renegades. They need to push towards that 140. If they get 10 and over from here on out, they get 153, which may still not quite be enough up against this Brisbane Heat side. 71% chance of the Brisbane Heat being able to win from here as well. And we have got Emmett has said something there in the chat as well. I hope you are doing well, mate. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. My voice, like I mentioned, it doesn't normally sound like this. For some reason, though, over the last couple of days, has decided that it is just going to be disappearing. The thing is, I can whisper completely fine, but the problem is whispering for commentary doesn't quite go hand in hand. That's a good shot by Harvey. This one is racing away to the boundary, and he gets himself his 50 now, being able to bring up 50 of 43 balls and 5 fours as well for that man. So decently batted by McKenzie Harvey. That is going to be the end of the 14th over as well, and it is 95 for 3 now. Basley a little bit disappointed with that last one. Right, all sorted now. The mod on duty says it yawn, by the way, as well. Says a fashion there. Okay, so I know that Jay has obviously got back at the moment, I guess. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope your voices are all working well as well at this stage. I guess it's weird. Normally, like my voice, I guess I take for granted how long I talk for without any like problems with the vocal cords, because at the moment it doesn't sound too good. But hopefully it is going to get better as we keep on going on. McKenzie Harvey, though, being able to score 50 runs of 43 deliveries. A little bit of a slow 50 for him as well. Win as well, says Accounting Services there. I would say at this stage, the Brisbane Heat have got a good chance of being able to win this game. The current run rate sitting at 6.79. Guthrie is going to be steaming him once again. He's actually only gone for a couple runs so far of his first 2 overs. Sitting, tell you what, that's impressive. Five runs off him in just 2.1 overs as well. Seems a lot of players tune out. I'd have gone cricket coach as well. Says Kevin, it is great to see, though, that they do still kind of keep involved in the game of cricket, because the likes of an AB de Villiers, who has just retired, I really hope he decides to take up batting coaching or something along those lines, pass on their expertise that did make him just a brilliant cricketer for so long in the international and also domestic leagues as well. Advancing down the wicket there for Harvey, hits it to the man down the ground, and they are once again just going to be getting the single. for that one, but the projected at the moment has them going up to 135. That's not going to be enough. I believe they are going to need around that 150, 160 mark to be able to really compete with the Brisbane Heat in this game. But we did see last night that game between the Sydney Thunder and the Melbourne Stars. It didn't help them out too much there for the Sydney Thunder, but they got about 40 runs off their last 3 overs, and it was almost the difference in that matchup as well. So that's what the Renegades are going to have to do for this game. But Seymour now going to be on strike down the leg side, and it is going to be... Oh, okay, so the umpire said that it is not going to be a wide, so it's hit something down the leg side there, and also a Bonacera as well there. Might hit the pad. I think it did. It hit the pad on the way through there, so that is why it's not being called as a wide. So in the end, a good delivery from Guthrie, I guess you could say. And now, once again, it is going to be Guthrie steaming in 2.3. That's a short ball, and that's going to be... not a wicket. Oh, it was close. It was close down in the bat. Bonacera, David. Sibe este okay. As well says Sebastian there. I'm not sure what language that is, Sebastian, but I can certainly tell you that my voice did not really do too well with it as well. Just a little bit over the head. It was Guthrie who almost was able to get the edge from the batsman at the crease at the moment. Seymour sitting on 2 runs off 4 deliveries here for himself. But Guthrie at the moment, he has been bowling extremely well, very economical, and I feel like he is certainly going to be bowling out for the Brisbane Heat. I think they will also end up giving... I don't think they'll give Bartlett another one. They'll give Basley another one. Rahman has still got one as well, or Majip, I should say, and then maybe they go Mitchell Swepson for another one as well. Good slower delivery there. That's going to be another dot ball. Guthrie at the moment, him and Basley at either end are looking like they are going to be really cutting down this total here for the Melbourne Renegades, who are only looking at 131 at the moment here with their predicted as Romanian for good evening. I hope you're well as well, says Sebastian there. So I guess Romanian and my voice at the moment do not go hand in hand, unfortunately there. Did I pronounce it anywhere near correct? Sebastian, do let me know. I feel like I definitely did not. Guthrie now bowling his final ball of his over. They're going to be running through for the single, and that is going to be the end of the over. 98 for 3 after the 15 overs. And that over there from Guthrie only going for the 3 runs. He has bowled well at the moment, that is for sure. 7 runs off 18 balls. That means that he has had a lot of dot balls, ladies and gentlemen, and those dot balls are ones that the Brisbane Heat probably won't have too many of in their second innings for themselves here. Nonetheless, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. No comment on the pronunciation as well. So that pretty much means it was utterly dreadful, I would think, for the pronunciation side of it. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also leave a like on this live stream. We are sitting on 60. Our like goal is always to hit the 100. We want to hit a century. We want to raise our bat. I haven't bought a mini bat yet, but I feel like that is something I should certainly do before the end of this kind of competition. And also maybe get the golden cap. Can you buy the golden cap? Does anyone know whether or not you can actually buy a BBL golden cap, or whether it is just a special one for the players that is going to be cut off nicely? And at the moment, Swepson with once again another dot ball. This is economical bowling 101 at the moment from the Brisbane Heat. No one really leaking a huge amount of runs other than, unfortunately, for Xavier Bartlett, but he did have to bowl all of his overs in the power play. Good cut shot there, and Lynn plus Brian 10 wicket win today as well, says Depth and Brief. It's a possibility for them. That is for sure. I believe Jimmy Pearson there ended up dropping that ball on Harvey's bat when he did end up putting it down. But pretty much in this situation, I would say McKenzie Harvey, he needs to start thinking about going bang, because they are running out of overs. They're only projected at 129, and they will be disappointed with anything under probably 140. That's a good shot there. Swepson drags it down. That's going to the boundary. And McKenzie Harvey able to pick up his now 6th boundary of the match. And yes, friend, as well, says David there, but the projected at the moment is sitting at 6.65 runs per over as their current run rate, and they are going to have to keep on trying to increase that as we keep on going through. But Swepson's been relatively expensive today as well, unfortunately for himself, but he was able to pick up that wicket in the end, and it was Nick Madison's wicket. It is going to be chipped forward, and Mitch Swepson going back for that one. I got another hair in my mouth. Maybe I've just become a cat and do have a hairball or something along those lines. Who knows? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know what that means. We'll have to wait and see whether or not, if I one day start a live stream and I am Billy, then you guys will know what has happened and I have become a cat. Easy enough. But now 104 at the moment for the Renegades after 15.4 overs. Going to be dragged down the ground there. It's a nice shot. It's going quick as well, but Bartlett scooping around on the boundary. A little bit of a relay throw, and they were able to get back for once again another 2 runs there for themselves. One more ball left of Mitch Swepson's final over of his spell. He will be able to get out of this over without too much damage overall for himself. I'm still looking at this total for the Renegades, and I'm wondering whether or not it is just the maybe batting surface is not quite as easy to bat on as we are thinking. Because, I mean, sitting at that current run rate, they've been going at about 7 per over pretty much the whole way through, or 6.5. Somewhere around there, Swepson drags the ball down. Once again, it down the ground. Struck nicely. Bartlett cuts it off. Oh, he's great in the outfield there, Bartlett. And he has been able to stop it from going to the boundary. He has saved so many runs so far. Let's match up. That is the end of the over now, and it is going to be 108 for 3 here for the Melbourne Renegades. Still only the 4 overs left for them to try and get going. That's the thing. Xavier Bartlett, yes, he was expensive with the ball in hand, but he's been doing very nicely in terms of the outfield. He has been able to take a catch and also been able to save quite a few as well. And we have got there Bruno Sierra as well in the chat from, it was Hamish Spencer, and also we have got there, as long as your throat's not in pain, Hamish, as well, says David. I think that's the worst part of this whole thing is, like, I feel completely fine. Like, it doesn't sound it when I try and talk, but my throat, there's no pain whatsoever. Like, there's literally, like, I thought the way that it sounds, like, it sounds probably like my throat is just burning or something along those lines, but I'm completely fine. Like, that's the thing. The throat, you know, I could probably shouldn't go for a run. I can't go for a run anyway. Normally I'd end up running out of breath anyway, but like I can still, like I'd still breathe all right. It's just the throat. It's decided that it doesn't quite want to play the game in terms of the talking. So I don't even know if it is the throat that's the problem, or maybe it's something. Where's the vocal box, the voice box? I feel like my voice box has decided that it doesn't like me over the last couple of days. That's going to be lofted in the air there from McKenzie Harvey. Goes deep, goes 4. Once again from Bruno Sierra, Hamish as well. Mota, Bafta, and El Adulia. Tis Sifi, Kakil, Mayaban, Sa Castage as well, which is, of course, going to be, hey, Hamish, as well, and it is going to be interesting to see if he works out what that means as well. I think it is going to be that England, oh no, actually, is it the Harlequins were able to get themselves a good win over Castra in the recent match. Now it is going to be hit out through the gap once again for McKenzie Harvey. It goes for 4. Good effort here from him. 2 in a row at the moment for McKenzie Harvey off Basley's final over. English, please, not bots as well, and voice box is broken as well, says Paddy Wagon. Yeah. Don't know where the voice box is located, but it doesn't like me too much at the moment. But Basley just charging in, a lot of exertion there, but a little bit too full, and he knew straight away that he did get that length wrong for that one as well. But now McKenzie Harvey moves up onto 64 of 48. This is actually very good for the Melbourne Renegades. He's had 16 dots so far for McKenzie Harvey. He's batting 16 ones, 8 twos. As well, good luck in the test, second test, and may the best side win. As well, says Sebastian. The thing is, I did think it was that for a start when I saw test. But then I saw that last word of Castage, and I thought that might have been Castre, so I got a little bit thrown off. Hopefully it is a good second test match, and hopefully the voice has come back by that point so that we can do the commentary throughout the whole Ashes for that second one as well, alongside the BBL. Currently, the Renegades, they are sitting 117 for 3 here for themselves. So McKenzie Harvey starting to look like he might start upping that run rate. And there is no serious, then there's no serious infection as well. I think I find copious amounts of bourbon and Coke is a good for any throat ailments as well. Says that David there, and also we have got there. We actually we already know who wins as well, and do rate Finn Russell one of best flyouts currently. I'd say so. Him, and also I know a lot of people say this man's name just because it's like the hype thing to do, but Marcus Smith at the moment, he's an exciting young prospect for England. Definitely for the Six Nations. He's been doing extremely well for the Harlequins. And I'm hoping to see him in that England fly-off role just a little bit more in the future, stepping across his crease there. And it's a good shot down the ground, or is it Seymour's taken? And that is going to be our England, of course, as well. Says that Sebastian there in the chat, but that is going to be the wicket now with Seymour. He goes for 8 off 11 deliveries there. And once again, unfortunately for the man, he has ended up losing his wicket. Basley getting his 3rd wicket of the day so far. And he has still got another 2 balls left of his spell. He always looks like it. That's the thing. He's got a massive smile on his face. Have a cig, your lungs, and throat will love it as well. Says Amos Spencer. I remember the comment yesterday from Sebastian, and it was a very simple comment. And he said, ladies and gentlemen, like, if you're ever thinking about smoking, listen to this man, and this is what you will sound like if you do, or something along those lines. But yeah, it does sound like I smoke like 7 packs a day, but I have never had a smoke in my life. I've never had a smoke in my life, believe it or not. I can't go higher. That is for sure. Or if I do go higher, I've actually got to go right up here again. If I do want to be able to talk the whole way through, like we did on the rugby yesterday. Or I've got to go super low, but it still sounds not so great for the low voice. I wonder how accents would go. I might do an accent at halftime, see how it goes in T20. World's best player, AB de Villiers as well. Says MD is certainly an exciting fellow to watch, and it is a shame that he's retired from not Test match cricket, but from T20 cricket. Hopefully he does end up going for coaching, something along those lines. But Fraser McGurk, a name that a lot of people know for that catch that he did take in the very first round. It is going to be Basley, who is bowling his second last ball of his spell to McKenzie Harvey here. McKenzie Harvey has faced 49 deliveries. I said try not to inhale cigarettes. Take a look at the result as well. Says Sebastian there, and either mate. Says Amos Spencer there as well. It's going to be Basley charging in. McKenzie Harvey just whips it off his leg, and they are able to get the single and heat win. It's a wrap as well, says Seeking. Definitely, if they do end up having another 3 good overs here, like I feel like the Renegades from here should get 145. Like, I feel like that is just a given due to the fact that if Harvey stays out there, that is bare minimum for them as well, I guess you could say there. Yeah, we will have to wait and see how it does go for them. If it is McKenzie Harvey who loses his wicket in the next little while, I would say probably 135, 140 is still a decent total from here for the Renegades from what they had. Like, they've made their way up to 7 as well. It was, I was a heavy smoker for years. Trust me, friends, it's not worth it as well. Says David there. Do you sound like this, David? Do let me know. As your voice is probably a little bit clearer than this, isn't it? That's going to be down the leg side, whipped away. And it is cut off beautifully in the deep from Sweeps. And once again, they are saving so many runs in the outfield for the Brisbane Heat. I said Harvey would do good as well as their sports stuff there. And Chad, that is the end of the over now, and it is going to be 120 for 4. I've actually got a few of your comments starred in terms of who is going to be able to do decently as well. That was actually your prediction sports stuff with 150 for 4 with Harvey getting getting 28 runs. We've also had Paddy Wagon who said 153 for 3, and then we've got Novmum there who said 168 for 4, alongside Sebastian, who did also go with 160 for 2. There was Sam Harper getting a few more runs for himself as well. We have got their cigars, not cigarettes as well. If you inhale cigar smoke, your lungs will go mental as well, says Sebastian there. Yeah, see, I feel like, because what's the difference? I feel like this is just me being like a young child really at heart. What's the difference between a cigar and a pipe? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we are waiting to see whether or not they can get to the 150. It is going to be Majip, currently only going for 13 runs of his first 3 overs. Outside of the off stump, good work from Majip. Almost able to stump Harvey there. And no, but I know some smokers who sound like sandpaper as well. Says it was David. I feel like that's going to be like me for my voice if I keep on commentating the way that I do, because it is a very fast style of commentary, I guess you could say. You're going to make sure that you're rested well, which is something I am going to be doing heavily after this match. I am just going to be resting for about, I'd say I'll try and sleep for like 16 hours just to really get myself back into a nice enough rhythm. But they are just going to be checking this one upstairs to see whether or not Harvey did end up getting stumped here, or are they? I think it might actually just be that Majip. They're trying to put the bails back on at the moment. The zingers, they did mention how heavy those zinger bails are, because we did see yesterday that the ball did actually hit the zinger bails of Andre Russell. Didn't go anywhere. And also I support Adelaide as well, Audible as well. Says Adelaide Singh there. If you support the Adelaide Strikers, they've been going decently. That's got to be out. No, it's not out. Oh, how is that not out? He must have gotten something on that. Oh, tell you what, Majip, he thought it was out. He's wondering how it was not given out there. Jimmy Pearson can't believe it either. We're going to get to see this one in slow-mo replay. And also we've got them fearless. Neither the cigar nor the pipe are supposed to be inhaled. They're just You just enjoy the aroma of the tobacco as well, says it Sebastian there. At the moment, they are just setting the field. Once again, I can't believe that wasn't given out. Surely they're going to show a replay of this one, and we'll get to see. The only thing that saves it is hit outside of the line. Other than that, finger was going straight up for that one. But Fraser McGurk, now he is going to be on strike, already getting 2 runs off his very first delivery. Oh, the match, it is going to be hard. It's going to be an interesting shot. He ended up hitting it off the edge, and Chris Lynn now having to try and chase down this one, has been able to do so. Nicely saved by the Brisbane Heat. They have saved probably, I would say, not even exaggerating, 20 runs with the way that they have been fielding at the moment throughout this match. They're looking sharp, and they are saving it a lot right. We're seeing the replay here. Maybe hit outside the line, but it was cleaning up middle stump. If it was saying that it wasn't outside of the line, it was about 50-50. And also, is there a single individual in there, or any of that believes that the Heat don't win the bet as well? Says Seeking there in the chat. I mean, it depends. I feel like I am heavily Brisbane Heat win this one, but there's still a part of me that thinks, who knows, maybe if Chris Lynn, Max Bryant lose their wickets early. The Brisbane Heat in the past, we've seen what has happened to their batting lineup if they lose those top couple guys early, and scoreboard pressure is a wonderful thing. So I feel like the Heat should win from here, but there's still that slight part of me that remembers what has happened in the past and remembers that it could end up going downhill. Fraser McGurk there really swinging through that one, but just getting himself the single off it as well. That is the end of the 18th over, and now the score will be 126 for 4 there for them as well. But Fraser McGurk sitting on 6 runs off 3. Harvey here sitting on 68 off 53 deliveries here. Oh, my voice has actually found a little bit of voice. Oh, there's still one more ball left on Majib's over, I should say, and that is going to be the dot ball. Now it is the end of the over, 126 for 4 for the Melbourne Renegades. So Majib closes it out with an economy rate of less than 6 and over from Majib. He was extremely impressive, less than 5 and over as well, 4.75 for him. Liam Guthrie, so far as well, 3 overs. He will certainly be getting one of the last 2. And it might actually be Xavier Bartlett as well. So cigars are delicious. I used to dip the end into my bourbon even as well. Says David, you love yourself a bourbon, don't you? David, what is your favorite brand of bourbon? Do let me know, David. I have never actually had bourbon, believe it or not. But by the sound of it, it sounds like it is all right. As for sure, but this game is being played at Metricon Stadium on the Gold Coast, so both of these sides would absolutely love to get themselves a win here. It's got the Renegades as a home side, but it's actually the Brisbane Heat who are at home for this matchup. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. You guys all being here. We're sitting on 65 likes. Our like goal is going to be to get to that 100 that we are normally able to, so I hope you guys are going to be able to hit it. And also, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road currently to getting to the total of 10,000 subscribers at some stage. We're hoping to bring it up at some stage, maybe after Super Rugby in New Zealand, which is in February. We'll have to wait and see. Fraser McGurk now, once again, is going to be on strike. Guthrie bowling his final over. He's tried to whack that one hard. Fraser McGurk misses it. And because of it, it does mean that it is once again another dot ball. This is extremely good bowling from Guthrie here. And cigars are supposed to be enjoyed with a delicious refined drink as well. Sounds majestic, David, as well. And there's Sebastian there. At the moment, they are just having a chat to Duck at the Renegades. They are sitting on 126, doing decently. And also, we have got their world's best hitter, batsman 1, AB de Villiers, 2, Shade Freddie, 3, Brendan McCullum, 4, Josh Butler, 5 is Kieran Pollard, 6, Chris Gale, Liam Livingston, David Warner, Glenn Maxwell, Martin Guptill as well. Says MD there, that's going to be close to an LBW, and he is given that time. Fraser McGurk on his way, and that is a wicket for Guthrie, who has just been absolutely phenomenal with the ball in hand. I respect the take as well. Says Seeking there into the chat. But yeah, the stage it is going to be a beautiful. That one was probably missing the stumps, to be completely honest. That one was probably not the best decision there. Felt like they felt bad about that last one that they didn't end up giving. So then they were just like, you know what, here's one for free. There you go. So now it is going to be Fraser McGurk. He is on his way. They will be looking at the one in the replay, and they will see that it was missing the stumps. A little bit unlucky for Jake. Fraser McGurk only getting himself 6 runs off the 5 deliveries, and now making his way out to the crease. It will be big Will Sutherland. He's certainly got the power, and he has got the amount of balls left. That's the thing. They've only got a few balls left here, but he has got power, and he could get this ball maybe over the boundary a couple of times in a row if he does need to. But 10 deliveries left, and that's when we have got 100% of the Jazz. Got a few fire emojis for that bowling from Guthrie, who is on fire literally at the moment. He is feeling the heat for the Brisbane Heat, and he is hoping to be able to maybe get himself one more wicket before the end of this over. And Karuba Hamish as well. But now these premixes are popular as well. I only smoked a cigar once in a blue moon, and now I don't smoke at all as well. There's David. Good full toss there, I guess, from Guthrie. It well and truly caught Sutherland out in terms of the fact he wasn't expecting it. He has got himself the Gray Nichols Delta in hand here for Will Sutherland, and he can certainly, like I mentioned, he can hit a long ball. He could hit 3 sixes in the final 9 balls of this one. He hasn't quite got Andre Russell power, I will admit that, because we did see Andre Russell hit the ball 100 meters and then 102 meters as well, just while he was at it, just for fun. Andre Russell, he would have been like, oh, I kind of felt that one come close to the middle. Now Guthrie once again, Will Sutherland hits it down the ground straight to the man in the deep though, and like I mentioned, Guthrie really knows where to put his fielders, and it just seems to be that he's always able to bowl to that plan as well. Now they are just showing that wicket, missing the stumps by about 5 years, about that much, not even close. But unfortunately for Fraser McGurk, he is on his way. Okay, like they are saying, it does, because Fraser McGurk went so deep in his crease, it does make it look a lot worse than it was. Slower ball, nicely bowled by Guthrie. And once again, it is going to be just the single off that one. One more delivery left of Guthrie's final over. And he is looking like, if it is going to be a decent delivery, he might only go for 10 runs of his 4 overs, and also has been able to pick up a wicket for his side as well. Okay, like that, Sean, they're actually critiquing the technique for Fraser McGurk. I remember at Gramps with this pipe, you couldn't see a hand in front of the face. The room was, he was smoking dead bloody smoke as well, says Sebastian there. Gonna be just a single off the last ball of that over. Well bowled by Guthrie. Brilliantly bowled, 4 overs, only going for the 10 runs and getting himself the wicket as well. We have also the MD in there about Tamim Aqbal as well in there from Ryan, and also again, and the chat says Batty Wagon. So I guess you guys are both timing out everyone at the same time, which is good to see. You guys are efficient with the timing out. You are doing very well indeed. Sutherland at the moment, he is sitting on 2 off 3. Harvey is still at the crease, sitting on 69 off 55. He needs to go bang in this last one. Mr. Squiggles in the house, says that David there as well. Live from the Metricon Stadium in the Gold Coast. Ooh, from the Gold Coast. It's what I was trying to say before the voice was like, yeah, nah, that's not quite happening for you, mate. The G's aren't coming out today. But this is a good total so far that the Brisbane Heat have been able to restrict the Melbourne Renegades to. There's a 75% chance that the Heat win from here, although Xavier Bartlett, he's gone for 37 runs so far. This is the opportunity to maybe get himself a 50. Will Sutherland, that one's gone high. That one's gone very big from Will Sutherland into the 6 runs for himself as well as hit a batsman as well. Says Tamim Aqbal from Ryan. But Will Sutherland, he hits that one all the way for 6. Like I mentioned, this man's got power. He didn't even really strike it that well for Will Sutherland, but just helped the ball on his way. And Bartlett there is hit 78 meters, has gone over the boundary for the Melbourne Renegades. I feel like 150 might actually be on the cards here for them if they keep on going the way that they do. That one's going to be whipped to the leg side once again. It's not quite going to be clearing it. Well fielded in the deep from Duckett, and they will get back for the 2 runs. Xavier Bartlett, he has been very expensive today, unfortunately for him, already going for 45 runs of 3.2 overs. So I guess if you take the overs that the other man was bowling, where he was going at an economy of 2.5, you give him a few of Xavier Bartlett's runs, then all of a sudden both of them are going at about that 7 or so. So I guess it is great for, slower ball, nicely bowled there from the man. But yeah, pretty much Guthrie, if you give him a few of Xavier Bartlett's runs, they're both going at about an even playing field, if that makes sense. So they do kind of cancel each other out in a weird kind of roundabout way. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because we are going to be back every single game of the BBL. The next game is going to be the Hobart Hurricanes. They will be taking on the Perth Scorchers in what should be a very exciting game tomorrow night. Bartlett, that one's gone miles in the air from Will Sutherland. Who wants it? Who's going to get it? It's a brilliant take there from Easler, who was being able to take it in the deep, and Sutherland on his way. And also we have got there Robert Miller, now 140 run achieve. Also difficult. What a guess, bro, as well. And they're from Cricket Lovers there in the chat. Yeah, we will have a quick look at the kind of people who did have the prediction. The lowest prediction that we did actually get was from Sports Stuff, who did say 150 was going to be the total that they will work their way towards. It's going to be taken beautifully in the deep by Eastlet, though. And that is now going to be Will Sutherland, who is out. Unfortunately for the Melbourne Renegades, they still need to hit this ball to the boundary probably 1 or 2 more times. The good news for them, though, McKenzie Harvey, he will be on strike. But 4 balls down of this over, still only the 2 left. 1 more boundary. I don't know whether or not it will be enough to be able to take them over the edge, but we will have to wait and see. Jack Presswidge now is at the crease. I believe he's going to be at the non-strikers end. Actually, no, he might actually be at the strikers end because they did run twice for that one at 145 for 6 as well. Says Amos Spencer there. So he is saying 2 4s in a row here at the end of this one. It is going to be a hard by Presswidge. It is only going to be rolling down the ground, though, and that is a single. So now 1 delivery left. They're sitting on 138, and now 6 might be what they need here from McKenzie Harvey, sitting on 69 off 35. The unfortunate side of it for McKenzie Harvey is he has only been able to hit the ball to the boundary 8 times. So he's got himself 32 runs of that 71 off boundaries. Xavier Bartlett now charging him for the final delivery. It's going to be hard by McKenzie Harvey into the deep. Almost able to pick the gap, but it is fielded in the deep nicely. And they are going to be just staying there. That is the end. And it was actually McKenzie Harvey. He didn't want to run himself out. So that will be the end of their innings. And now after the 20 overs, they have been able to get to 140 for 7. So they've gone at a current run rate of 7 per over for them as well. All BD player is worst. AB de Villiers, all BD player is worst player as well. Who is BD? Do let me know. But now at this stage, it does seem that it is going to be a relatively easy target to chase down. I will say 76% chance of the Brisbane Heat winning from here. The only thing that will slow them down is possibly Kane Richardson, Zahir Khan, Muhammad Nabi, and also a couple of those other guys that they have got in that bowling attack who will possibly be able to stop them from going at a frantic rate. So we'll have to wait and see. But Basley able to get himself 3 wickets in that first innings, 3 for 28 in the end off the 4 overs that he did bowl. Liam Guthrie, he bowled 4 overs and he bowled phenomenally. Was only going for the 10 runs off 4 overs, 15 dot deliveries, and also was able to pick up the wickets as well. Bangladesh is BD as well, I assume it is as well, says, or I'm guessing says Amos Spencer, and then Swepson also picking himself up a wicket off his 4 overs. He was able to get 7 dots, and he did get 31 for 1. Sam Harpy was getting 12 runs off 13 deliveries, not his best performance. He got 2 4s early on. Madison also hitting 2 4s there, 19 off 21 deliveries, and then McKenzie Harvey at the top, 8 4s for him, so not a single 6 for the Renegades in that first innings. Other than Will Sutherland, who was actually able to get the lone 6 of the day. McKenzie Harvey getting 71 not out off 56 deliveries. Time to turn up the heat as well, says Mark Morrison. Yeah, BD means Bangladesh as well, says it. Cricket lovers there in the chat. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, how many overs do you think it will be before the Brisbane Heat are able to chase down this total? Or do you think the Melbourne Renegades will be able to sneak this win? Do let me know. Bartlett to replace Hazelwood in the Ashes. I want to lose it as well, says Sebastian there as well. Yeah, unfortunately for Xavier Bartlett, ended up going for 12 runs per over. He was able to get 1 wicket in the end, but did go for 48 runs in the process. He was the only other bowler. Then also Majip does need an honourable mention. 19 runs off his 4 overs with an economy rate of just 4.75. Also, Pakistan versus West Indies series starts today. T20 and ODI, says Sebastian. Is it the T20 first or is it the ODI first? Do let me know. And Novmum has said they will get 145 for 4 as well. So that would mean that they had a 6 to win the match. By the looks of that, Novmum, which would be very entertaining indeed. With maybe, that's the thing, Chris Lynn, Max Bryan at the crease. That is certainly doable to be able to hit a 6 at the end of this game. But I would say overall the Renegades, they will feel that they underperformed just a little bit. They had a couple very good overs in their power surge, but they also had a couple very quiet ones, losing quite a few wickets alongside kind of the way as well, with the wicket coming in the 7th over. Then they lost one in the 13th, the 14th as well, the 17th, the 19th, and the 20th as well. T20 today, says Sebastian. I really wish my voice was surviving just a little bit longer. I would have loved to be able to commentate that one in Renegades as well. Says Papaya there for who is going to be able to win that game. So that is a big shout, but who is going to be able to get the wickets for them? Papaya, do let me know, because they have got Kane Richardson in that bowling attack. They've also got Zahir Khan. They have got Muhammad Nabi. Got a couple good spinners win as well. Says Papaya there. But that game between Pakistan and the West Indies, that is going to be starting in 3 hours' time. at 2 a.m. New Zealand time, but I do not think I will be awake for that one, unfortunately. I think I will be ending up going to bed early on. And what do they need before the 10 overs as well, says Robert? So they are going to need 59 of the first 10 as well. And also we have got there, Hamish Bro, are you bring live match between Pakistan and West Indies later as well? Unfortunately, with my voice the way that it is, I won't be able to do the commentary, sadly, but that game should still be a very entertaining one, and Heat win as well, says it seeking there in the chat for who is going to be able to get the job done. But December 16th is the date that the first Ashes, or kind of the second Ashes, the first day-night test is going to be going. If 2 wickets in the first 6 over as well, says Papier, and also caught that beat down, says it's seeking there in the chat as well. But pretty much, yes, 16th of December to the 20th of December is when the Ashes, the second test match, is going to be taking place between Australia and England. If my voice has cleared up by there, I am hoping that we will be able to go excuses as well. Says Hamish Spencer, I guess you could say it's an excuse, but I do kind of want to be able to keep my voice before the end of kind of the week, because of the fact that we are going to be doing about 8 hours per day in the later stages. So yeah, pretty much, if my voice does end up coming back, maybe we can do the second one that is on the 15th of December. They're actually playing 2 in a row, one day and then another day straight after. But we'll have to wait and see. It's on Sky Sports main event of the cricket in the UK as well. I'll be watching to see the young Rastas as well. Says Sebastian there, and also joking, says Hamish Spencer there. I thought it might have been the case for that one there. But nonetheless, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be the top run scorer for the Brisbane Heat, and also who is going to be able to get themselves the most wickets into this game for the Melbourne Renegades. I'm saying Kane Richardson, followed by Zahir Khan, or actually Zahir Khan, followed by Kane Richardson. 3 wickets for Zahir, and then Richardson will be able to come in and get 2 others. Ahmed Nabi, I'm going to say he gets 1 wicket as well. I'm going to write all these down because or else I will forget them. So I'm saying Zahir will get himself 3. Richardson will get himself 2. Mohamed Nabi will get himself 1. And also, I will say, just because I'm being extra aggressive with it, I'm going to say that Sutherland does get himself 1 as well. So they are my 4 men who I am saying get 8 wickets. That's not 8. That is 7. They get 7 wickets between them. Chris Lynn, top run scorer as well, says Robert there. Tell you what, if they were all correct, I would be extremely surprised if I was able to get it. But Max Bryant, tell you what, we're just going to try and predict the whole match really quickly. Bryant, he is going to get himself 22 runs. Chris Lynn will bring up 38. And then also, who else they got in that lineup? We will look at who it is third. Duckett will get 4. He will get himself 7. And then we'll go Tommy Abel will finish off the game almost for them, but he will get himself 16. And then Pearson will get himself 28. There we go. That'll do as well. We will see how that goes. For my predictions, I've kind of got them scattered all over a piece of paper, which you literally can't tell where it is written because I've been coloring it in at the top half. Not for this live stream, but just kind of in between my live streams when I am waiting a few more minutes for it to get back underway. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated, all you guys showing your support for these BBL live streams. We have still got plenty more coming on the channel as well. We are sitting on 71 likes. Our like goal was to hit 100 on this one. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. It is hugely appreciated. And look at the list who sounds like a duckling as well. It says it was Sebastian there in the chat as well. I haven't given anyone a duck, but maybe there will be one possibly in this matchup as well. I don't even know where all of my wickets have gone because I don't even think there was 7 wicket. So I will say Basley gets himself. Basley can get 3 runs for himself. And then to close it out at the end, Xavier Bartlett will be not out off 14. I don't even know if that's anywhere near the amount of runs that they do need to be able to win it. But Xavier Bartlett not out on 14, be able to win the game for them perhaps in other later stages. But we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway, like Thuko as well in the channel. So we have got there Quack as well in the chat from Spencer as well. I don't know why that caught me so off guard for the Quack that did come, but they are showing Glenn Maxwell at the moment. He is in the commentary side of it, which is great to see. They have got quite a few players who are joining the commentary side of it, including Aaron Finch, who is still injured for the Melbourne Renegades. Hopefully he is back soon, though. As you can see right down the bottom, it's kind of cut off a little bit, but 76% chance of them being able to win this game. It's weird how perfect that fits up in the top corner as well with Kieran, by the way. I should say, when is New Zealand going to do North versus South? I really want them to. I saw that Rugby Pass actually posted something showing the two teams that they would go with, and everyone thought the real match was taking place, but it was just like a fantasy one. So I feel like if they do not do a North versus South in real life, I will do one on Rugby Challenge 4. It's kind of like a watch-along live stream that we do for myself, and also we have got the I'll predict Kane Richardson will make someone go quack as well in the chat, says Sebastian there, and also we have got our Oliver Ducks from Amos Spencer there in the chat as well, but they are just showing that one of Majip, who was almost able to get the wicket of Harvey, but just not quite able to. There was an LBW given a little bit later on in that game, but it didn't quite. Oh no, it's gone again. I was going to say for a second there, my voice had come back after doing a big old yawn, but now it has decided that it is not going to be kind of playing the game. But like I mentioned, 76% chance for the Brisbane Heat. Their lineup is looking as follows: Chris Lynn, Max Bryant, Ben Duckett, Sam Easlett, Tommy Abel, Jimmy Pearson as the keeper in that first innings as well. And then also they have got Basley, who bowled very nicely, Bartlett, who is going to be opening at a few big shots like he did in the last match, and then also Swepson, Raman, and then Guthrie to close out that lineup if they do need him. But if they need him, maybe they're in a little bit of pressure. How many ducks did you put in there, Amish, as well? The message did come through as well, says Sebastian. So pretty much I didn't actually give anyone a duck, so I feel like I'm rather generous in that regard, but I expect that we will get to see some form of duck at some stage as well. Do you what is your favorite music do you listen to, Hamish, as well, says Kevin? I've got this interesting thing, and it's pretty much, I don't have, I guess, a specific genre that I listen to, but I've got a Spotify playlist that I made that's called like the 100-hour Power Tower, and it's just got songs from all generations, all different genres as well, and it's just 100 hours long, and I pretty much just put that on randomized. You never get the same song over and over again, and I just leave it running in the background while I'm editing or doing anything along those lines, making thumbnails, etc. I do just leave it there, and it does just get the job done as well, which is great to see. At the moment, they're showing a nice Ford Everest. If anyone wants one of those, I don't know where to find one. I assume at a dealership somewhere. 7-seater family vehicle, 3.1 brake towing as well. Third front row seats. Sponsor me, Mr. Car People. I can't even remember what brand it was. Was it a Toyota? Ford Everest. Geez, that would be a mistake, isn't it? And I'm wearing my proud Wallabies jersey and going to sleep knowing Australia will win the Rugby World Cup in 2023. And tell you what, it's getting closer and closer, mate. We're getting very close to you getting to see it become a reality, perhaps, in that situation. But they are just showing me, they're showing McDonald's as well. I hate watching the ads because it just makes me hungry while we are sitting here at 11 o'clock here in New Zealand. But the good news is, it is going to be food time straight after this live stream, and we need a duck emoji as well, says David. We do indeed. I believe if we do end up, I don't know whether we're allowed to switch out any emojis, because I believe at the time of making the emojis, we have more channel members than we have now, and they kind of base it off, if you've got your channel members, it's pretty much like for the amount of channel members you have, you're allowed extra emojis. So I feel like if we remove one of the ones we got now, they may actually end up taking it away from us, unfortunately. And for presents the Kiwi Lads live coverage as well, do driver's license, Hamish, as well, says Kevin. I do indeed. I am on my restricted, mainly because I haven't had a chance to go down somewhere, because they don't actually do the like driver's licenses here like very often at all. So pretty much it is going to be that we have to travel a little bit up or down the road to be able to go get it. And I just haven't quite done it as of yet. But it's a New Year's thing that I will be aiming at some stage, but they are just having the break in between the two innings, and then we are going to see the Brisbane Heat try and chase down this total from the Melbourne Renegades. It's going to be tough for them. I did say that Chris Lynn would get 38. I see Max Bryan would get 22 as well, so that would be a very good opening run partnership if they were able to do that. And we also got the ducks in the chat. And can you make the emojis? Can I make the emojis, Hamish? I'll make the biggest, ugliest duck I can possibly make as well, says Sebastian. If you do want to attempt making a very ugly duckling, I guess I will allow it. We will see how it sits as well. Because it's pretty much, it is 480 pixels by 480 pixels, Sebastian. So it's kind of, I think you can go 480 by 480, or I think they do actually let you make it in that scale a little bit bigger, and then it will just shrink it down for it as well. But I'm not sure about the megabyte size, but normally whatever is 480 by 480, it's not big enough to really affect the kind of size of it, I guess you could say, as well. But the second innings. It is about to be upon us. We're getting the Ford Everest ad again. Tell you what, imagine if Ford sent us a Ford Everest and they were like, hey, just talk about it a little bit. That would be great. Ford, you're listening. Send us an Everest. We'll talk about it all the time as well. But now it is going to be the Melbourne Renegades making their way out onto the field here for them. I have to say, it is nice. Ooh, it is nice from Sam Harper there. The team are making their way out onto the field. Everyone was ignoring the children who were standing there with their hands out. Sam Harper went out to them, and then he did give them all high fives. Of course, he was a child once. He's still the size of one, but he was still willing to give them the high fives, which is always nice to see. You want to get the kids involved in the KFC Big Bash. At the end of the day, they are going to be your audience. There we go. We've got a new channel member. Paddy Wagon has become the member of the channel, mate. Thank you very much for hitting that membership button, mate. Now you have access to the Scarin emoji and also a couple George and a Hamish emojis as well. Might not be a long second innings as well. I feel like there's a part of me, and it's called my voice box, that's like, please make it just a massive hit out here for the Brisbane Heat. But then there's the other part of me, which is the rest of me, that is like, I don't want to end my live stream yet. And also we have got the yay, Paddy, 10 out of 10. Says Sebastian there as well, but they are going to require 140 runs in this second innings. 141 for the Big Bash boost point. They need 59, and I'm going to say they chase that down with a total of 7.5 overs down. They will be able to get to that one, if not maybe a little bit quicker, but it looks like they are going to be opening with spin here for the Melbourne Renegades. So they've decided that that might be the way to go. But Max Bryant, he will be on strike. And I know that he is sometimes a little bit 50-50 when it comes to facing spin. And also 10 out of 10 as well. Says Paddy Wagon there. And cheers, Paddy Wagon. Says David there as well. But Chris Lynn, he's got 2,826 runs for the Brisbane Heat. Also just in his BBL career. He's had a very long one. He's got himself the max in his end. It's going to be Linsanity, perhaps. Nick Madison actually is going to be bowling there. Do I give him a wicket? Nah, we won't give him one. Even though there's definitely a chance that he could get himself one here, Nick Madison. He hasn't bowled in a little while. He's got an interesting mop of hair at the moment. That is for sure. He's got the mustache going as well. But now we are only a few seconds away from the second innings getting underway. It is going to be 141 required for the Brisbane Heat at 7 runs per over. And it's going to be a little bit wide. And Max Bryant there tries to glide it. Cut off there by Will Sutherland, though. And it is going to be no run for them off that first one. Well, forgot about that, how the new member badge looks like as well. Says Sebastian there in the chat as well. Yeah, it is actually, that's the thing. I quite enjoy that new badge because it is actually kind of that yellow and black, which I feel like I kind of enjoy more than about the bronze, because I know a few of you guys have moved up onto bronze. You're on silver as well. Quite a few of you. David there, Sebastian as well, both sitting on the bronze. And then now we have got Paddy Wagon there, who is sitting with that black and yellow as well. Now we have got the BBL is in the chat as well. Welcome into live stream, mate. It is currently 0.3 overs down, although this ball is going to be the 0.3 that we are going to get to see. The Big Bash is well and truly in the full swing of things. It is outside of the off stump, and Chris Lynn doesn't quite connect with that one. He tried to swing hard at it as well, though. But yeah, pretty much this innings here, they've got a 76% chance for the Brisbane Heat to be able to win this game, sitting at 11:03 p.m. That one's going to be worked away to the leg side once again now. And it is just going to be the single, don't say Betty as well. And there, and also welcome Flop. And in the chat says Hamish Spencer, and also we've got their double team as well. Says Paddy Wagon there. And at the chat, Fireman Sebastian are now 4 balls down at the moment. The Heat getting off to a relatively slow start, which is actually the opposite to what happened for the Renegades. They were able to get themselves 9 runs off their very first over, where it was Bartlett who was bowling. They've moved up onto 3 runs now for the Brisbane Heat, and just one more delivery left of this first over for the Brisbane Heat. But Nick Madison at the moment, he was at the Melbourne Stars. He'll be missing a couple of his teammates, the likes of Zampa, Stoinis, all of those guys. But now he has got another opportunity of it being able to bowl this one. Little bit of off spin available for him, but that is the end of the first over. 4 runs for none for the Brisbane Heat. Chris Lynn and Max Bryant both facing 3 deliveries each, and they have been able to get themselves both the 2 runs. So pretty good over straight away from Nick Madison, probably just trying to get through that power play without too many extra runs coming the way of the Brisbane Heat, and trying to keep it tight for that one as well. 100% is back in the chat as well there. But to win, they are going to need 7.21 runs per over, 137 runs needed of 114 deliveries, and it is going to be Will Sutherland now who will get to bowl once again. I feel like I may have given Mohamed Nabi, or actually, sorry, I might have given Zahir Khan too many wickets, because I did say that it would only be the 1 wicket for Kane Richardson, or sorry, not Richardson, Will Sutherland. in this inning, but anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that like button. We are currently sitting on a total of 72 likes. Our goal is to try and hit 100. It is going to be tough, but let's see whether or not we can get there. Do you like vegetable, Hamish, or rather fruit as well? Says Kevin. I would probably say I prefer fruit, but then vegetables aren't too bad either. Overall, just less sweet, I guess you could say. But Will Sutherland now steaming in. Going to be whipped off the legs of Chrisland. That's found a bit of a gap in the field. And Zahir Khan's going to have to try and chase this one down. He's not going to be able to get there. And that is going to be the first 4 of the day for the Brisbane Heat. And it was Chris Lynn who was able to hit it as well. He is sitting on 6 runs off 4 deliveries now for Chris Lynn. So he is looking like straight away, anytime he gets himself an early boundary, normally he goes on to get himself a decent total as well. But I gave him 38 runs as my prediction there for how many runs he is going to be able to get. So we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. Will Sutherland now going for 4 runs off his very first delivery. Won't be too happy about that. Chris Lynn advances, hits it over the outfield, and that is going to be another 4 runs for Chris Lynn. Lynn's sanity is starting to slowly warm up here, and the heat is getting poured on for the Brisbane Heat at this ground at the Gold Coast. They are wanting to get themselves an early win by the looks of it and not mess around during this power surge. They want to get a massive total. They want to get themselves that bash boost point. They need 59 off the first 10 overs to be able to get it. And Chris Lynn, good use of the feet, smacks it over cover. Although the thing with Chris Lynn is last time that he was batting, he did end up losing his wicket early on. He's just used the power, though, over the outfield one more time. And that is going to be another 4 runs for Chris Lynn. 3 fours in a row off Will Sutherland's bowling here. And also we've got the Lynn with the fire emojis. Says Sebastian there as well. And yeah, he is looking like he is going to be in form. He just plays when he's in form. He plays like he's got all the time in the world to be able to hit him off, mate. See you next time as well. Says Hamish Spencer. We will see you later, mate. Hope you do enjoy the rest of your night. And yeah, hopefully we do get to see you soon as well. But 3 boundaries so far for Chris Lynn in a row, I will mention as well there. So now they move up onto 16 runs off the just 1.3 overs. Oh, it's in the slot. Chris Lynn hits it hard, and he is hit it over the top of the man. And that is going to be 6 runs there for Chris Lynn. Now moving up onto 20 runs off 7 deliveries. He is certainly in form early, and this is a treat for the crowd to watch at the moment. Again, mate, as well, says Sebastian, but brilliant shot from Chris Lynn. So Lynn's sanity, like I mentioned earlier on, it was warming up. It is certainly now seeming like it is in full effect. 85 meters down the ground for Chris Lynn to hit that one. And it was just a well-struck delivery going over the boundary. Topley not able to cut it off, of course, because it was almost eaten into the crowd. Sutherland under pressure, puts it there, and Chris Lynn just works it to the leg side. Smart batting from him, and it looks like they will just take the single there for Chris Lynn and Max Bryan. So he moves up onto 21 deliveries, 21 runs off 8 deliveries here for himself. Looking very sharp in the early stages of his innings there, Chris Lynn. And if he continues at that strike rate, they almost only need 1 run a ball from here on out to be able to win this one. But 118 runs of 109. What did I tell you, Hamish? That Lynn will get a good score as well, says Robert. What is your prediction for how many runs he will be able to get, Robert? Do let me know. But now it is going to be Max Bryan on strike. Does he decide to also go bang for this over of Sutherland, or does he just chill out? He does just chill out. He has worked it to that side. And they will be getting back for 2. Good running between the wickets for Chris Lynn, and that is going to be 21 off the first over of him as well. We have got the Anton and said, can you do a Cricket 22 career mode? I have actually got Cricket 22 at the moment, although the one slight issue I've run into is the fact that my voice does no longer really exist at the moment, unfortunately. So once my voice does end up coming back just a little bit more, I will be able to do my Cricket 22 career mode. But yeah, I have been holding off just a little bit because my voice has not quite been working for the last little while. Go past 32 and you put him on. I'm predicting over 50 as well, says Robert. So I've got him down as Chris Lynn 38 and Max Bryan as I gave him 22 for Max Bryan as well. So it's a good opening partnership here already forming after 2 overs. They have been able to get themselves to 25 runs. Looking very sharp in the early stages, that is for sure. And anyone who is wondering about the win percentages at the moment, the Brisbane Heat, Chris Lynn's Brisbane Heat, they are sitting with a 91% chance of being able to win this game. And this matchup up against the Melbourne Renegades. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now it's going to be Zahir Khan who will now be bowling. I did say that he will be able to pick himself up 3 wickets in this game. We will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. It looks like there's a little bit of purchase in the surface for the spinners. Zahir Khan pitches up. Oh, Chris Lynn really tried to strike that one over the boundary, but wasn't able to connect nicely, and it is just going to be the dot ball for Zahir Khan. Dot ball's crucial at this stage of the inning. Linz are going to be on 57 and Brian 29 as well. Says that Paddy Wagon there for the predictions there and out as well. Says that Ravi, but Chris Lynn now going to be on strike to Zahir Khan. 16 or 116 runs required, sorry. Renegades were sitting 0 for 12. It is going to be worked off the legs of Chris Lynn. Do they get through for the 2? No, they decide that they just want the single there. There's no point risking the run out in at this early stage of the innings. Definitely not when you got 2 men in form with Max Bryant and also Chris Lynn. Or saying that we don't actually know if Max Bryant is in form at the moment. He's only had a couple deliveries so far, facing the 4, getting 4 runs off it though. Hasn't hit a boundary yet. Chris Lynn, on the other hand, he's hit 3 4s and 1 6 for his early stages. And now Zahir Khan, very economical bowler, thinking of him and Majip both doing very nicely on the surface. The way that they bowl is going to be pitched up. Max Bryant, it's a down the ground. Good shot there from Maxie Bryant, and that is going to be 4 runs for him now. And I think Max is overrated as well. Says that Neil the Dude. Are we talking about Max Bryant, or are we talking about, I assume that is Max Bryant that we are talking about there. And also we've got there, just don't spoil it as well. Says that Robert, it was a great shot down the ground from Max Bryant. He is, I guess his one problem is he is pretty inconsistent. Max Bryant, like when he hits a long ball, he hits it well and he can get himself a decent total. But when he's not timing the ball well, he does end up getting himself out early many times in a row, working that one off the legs. And yes, as well, says Neil the Dude. And at the moment, he is sitting on 8 runs off 6 deliveries. I think it all depends on who's around him as well. He seems to go better when he bats alongside Chris Lynn, but when Chris Lynn gets himself out early, he doesn't normally last much longer than that as well. But Zahir Khan at the moment going for the 5 runs of his first 4 deliveries. A little bit of exertion there for him, trying to cut it backwards to third man, and Topley able to cut that one off once again there for the Melbourne Renegades. But the Heat, they're going at 10 runs and over at the moment. Their required run rate for them to be able to win this game is only sitting at around that 6.5. It does mean that they're doing pretty nicely indeed. But now Max Bryant is going to be on strike for the final delivery of this over. They are sitting 30 for none at the moment. And Zahir Khan, it hasn't been a terrible over for him so far. Only going for the 5 runs. Going to be down the leg side. That's going to be a lot more than 5, because that one might be racing away all the way to the boundary. No, it's going to be cut off, but they are going to get 3 wides for that. And they will end up having to bowl that one again for Zahir Khan. Not too happy with the way that one came out of the hand. Who comes in if Bryant gets out? I believe they will be going Ben Duckett. Then from there, they have got Heaslett, Tommy Abel, and then they have got Jimmy Pearson, then Basley, then Bartlett, then Swepson, then Majip, and then Guthrie as the last one, but it's going to be whipped off the legs there for Brian once again. So that will close out the over. They were able to get through for the single, and now sitting 34 for none after the first 3 overs. Got to sign someone as well. Who would you bring in as an opener? Neil the Dude, do let me know. Who would you decide to have instead? It looks like at the moment, Zahir Khan, he's feeling a little bit of the heat. We are on the Gold Coast. Will be a lovely evening for a bit of cricket as well there. And also, I don't like him much as well. Says that it was Neil the Dude. Did you enjoy Tom Banton at the top of the order? Neil the Dude, do let me know, because I know that he could hit a long ball from England, but unfortunately he isn't actually back for them at the moment. It's now going to be Topley who does get to bowl this next over of the game. Normally very good, does pick up a couple early wickets normally as well. I didn't actually give him any wickets, which was an accident, because if I could have remembered his name, I probably would have given him one as well. They were so impressed with Maxwell form. Hopefully he will be recalled up to the T20 team for Australia as well, says Kevin. I hope he does too, because he was playing very nicely for them as well. And taken in the deep by Kane Richardson. Just kept to the single there. And also we have got there, they let Burns go as well. They did indeed. Who is he playing for at the moment? I did see him in the dugout the other day. Was it the Adelaide Strikers? No, I don't think it was. It was someone else though, I can't quite think of. But Topley at the moment, he's had 3 matches, 4 wickets so far. But he has certainly got the frame for a bit of pace bowling. He's nice and tall. Does end up getting a little bit of swing as well when he does pitch the ball up a little bit more. But to Chris Lynn, it's going to be very interesting to see how it does go. But Chris Lynn at the moment, he has got plenty of power. He swings through that one, hits it out through the cut shot. And that is going to be 4 runs for Chris Lynn once again. He will be in the Stars game on Wednesday as well. Sees Robert Miller there. That will be awesome to see him get the opportunity for the Melbourne Stars for that one. Do all the teams announce their side as early as the Melbourne Stars do? Robert, do let me know, because I know that the Melbourne Stars, I did actually see that they normally announce their side a couple days at least before their kind of next game, don't they? Whereas some of the other teams, I think, save it a little bit later. But Chris Lynn, I did say he would get 38 runs. He's already sitting on 26, and they only need 102 runs now of 100 balls at 6.12 and over for them to be able to win this game. It seems like it is relatively likely at the moment that the Brisbane Heat will be able to get themselves the win at the Gold Coast as well for their home game. They haven't got it at the Gabba, of course. The test match did just take place. It's almost a catching opportunity there for Zahir Khan, but it did end up just missing it as well. I think this year Perth will win the comp as well, says Neil the Dude. Are you going to say that it will be the Sydney Sixers in the final with them again, Neil the Dude, like it was last year, or are you giving someone else a chance in the final up against Perth? And also they do the Heat announces theirs 2 days before as well, says Robert Miller there. Another chat as well, but 101 needed off 99. Topley at the moment going for 6 runs of his first 3 deliveries here. Cannot really afford to go to the boundary of Max Bryant. Oh, he's missed that ball there, Brian, but it's a misfield from Sam Harper, and once again, he is frustrated with himself, and they do end up getting through for the single once again. Yeah, I think the Sixers will as well. That will be an awesome rematch from last year that we did get to see. I actually did cover that game on the channel as well last year for the Big Bash final, and also a few of the semi-finals and whatnot as well throughout the times. But now Topley, he certainly wasn't there last year. He has got an opportunity for the Renegades here for the BBL. So far, it's been going decent in the first couple matches. We'll need to pick up a wicket here of either Lynn or Brian, though. Good bounce the ball by Topley, but Lynn just swats it away to the boundary and gets another 4 runs for himself. Yeah, I think the Sixers will as well. Said that Neil the Dude, but that is a brilliant shot from Chris Lynn. Just ended up playing the pull shot, dropping the head as well. He was hardly even looking at the ball at the time of striking it. Swats it down and is able to hit it to backward square leg. They've almost hit as many boundaries in the first few overs here for the Brisbane Heat as the other side were able to get in at their first little while as well. I think about the first 15 overs or so was how long it took them to get this amount of boundaries here. But now it is going to be Topley once again running in. He has gone for 10 runs so far. It's a good Yorker there. Chris Lynn works it down the ground, though, out to mid-wicket, and that is going to be the end of the over, and it is going to be 46 runs for none at the moment for the Brisbane Heat. Now, they do only need another 13 runs to receive that bash boost point, and normally you've got to try and chase it down in the first 10 overs, and they are doing very nicely. We made coffee, me drink coffee as well, says Sebastian there. Who do you think will score the most runs and wickets as well? Says that Neil the Dude. Is that for the whole competition or just this game? Do let me know. Do you think the Renegades have a chance here? Says Andre, not really. Unfortunately for them, the only way that the Renegades win from here is if they get Lynn and also Max Bryan out within the next kind of couple overs or so. They need to also get Ben Duckett. He's alongside him as well on whole comp as well. Says Neil the Dude. I feel like, Stephen O'Keefe picked up 4 in his very first match, but I think more than likely it will be someone along the lines of maybe Kane Richardson or maybe even either Andrew Tye or who's the other pace bowler at the moment? Joe Richardson. He's not actually there at the moment for them, though. So I think it could be Andrew Tye who's been doing pretty nicely. Chris Lynn is gone, and Zahir Khan picks up the wicket. He was able to get himself 32 there for Chris Lynn, so 6 off for the amount that he was going to be able to get. But Zahir Khan, he adds his name to the wicket takers list, and Chris Lynn now going to be on his way. Where's James Faulkner? Did he retire? I think he was at the Hurricanes the last I know of him, but I haven't seen him this year so far. And we also got there, he'll go past the 32. You put him on as well, says Robert. If only I did actually predict 32 exactly, because that would have been very impressive. But I did go with 38. Chris Lynn gets 32 off 15. Bowled Zahir Khan, and that is the first wicket down for the Brisbane Heat. So 91% chance for them to win this game, even with that wicket of Chris Lynn falling. Very nicely bowled by Rashid Khan. It was actually Zahir Khan was able to pick it up, and Nuiava's got that W as well. Says Sonu Singh there in the chat. That is the wicket that the Brisbane Heat could not afford to lose early on in their innings. Now it is going to be Duckett who makes his way to the crease. I said that he would only get 4 runs for my prediction. Also, we have got there, Duckhead with a tear dropping from his eye do as well. Says Sebastian, I feel like it could be AJ's in chance. You called it as well, says Neil the Dude there and in the chat as well. But to be honest, Zahir Khan could also probably be up there for the leading wicket taker of the competition. He's been going very well early on in his BBL, but Ben Duckett here is going to be back out in the innings, or at the crease, I should say. 47 runs he has been able to get himself so far in the BBL competition. This is his first season for the Brisbane Heat, but Zahir Khan now, the crowd are fired up by the sounds of it. Do you like me? I do like watching it. I just don't get as much of a chance to watch it as some of the other sports. Nice wrong in there from Zahir Khan. Played very late for Duckett there, and then he does get himself off the mark as well. 94 off 94 required here for them, which is why I mentioned about how the only way for them to be able to win this game from here, the Melbourne Renegades. They need to pick up more wickets, and they need to get out Bryant here, as well as maybe it's the other side of it. I feel like it's going to be relatively tough for them to be able to catch them because they've only got to go at one run a ball from here on out. They need 11 runs off 33 deliveries to be able to get themselves in that position of winning it as well. Who do you support in the NBA, says Neil the Dude? I don't actually really have a favorite NBA team. It's just normally if it's on, I will try and watch it a little bit more. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, folks. Plenty of cricket to come as well. Says Sebastian, you heard the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. So here Khan throwing the full toss down there, and Duckett strikes it well. It's going away to the boundary as well, and now he moves up onto the 5 runs for himself. Nicely played by Ben Duckett there to be able to get his first boundary of the match as well. So the thing is, that is a total of 8 boundaries so far for themselves. And in the whole innings for the Melbourne Renegades, they were only able to hit themselves 12 boundaries. So the Brisbane Heat, they have already been able to hit themselves 2/3 of the boundary. Sebastian, he's 22 off his goal as well. Says Robert Miller, yeah, we are hoping at 100 likes by the end of this live stream. They are trying to speed it up here, the Brisbane Heat. But if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, as it does help us out a lot. And we are trying our best to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of around February next year, perhaps. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as we have got plenty more Big Bash coming, including the matchup that is coming tomorrow for us. And that is going to be the very exciting contest between Perth Scorchers and the Hobart Hurricanes. That's going to close out the over of Zahir Khan, and it is 54 for 1 here for themselves. So they do still need another 5 runs to be able to chase down that bash boost point here for the Brisbane Heat. So they should be able to do that relatively comfortably because they've got about 30 balls, or somewhere around there, 30 balls to be able to do so. 5 runs of 30. And it looks like Kane Richardson now might be getting the ball in hand. Yes, he does. It's after the power play, and he's decided that he needs to bring himself in. The captain's performance. Scott Jones has said, hi, Amish, as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are excited for the rest of this game. Will the Brisbane Heat be able to chase it down in less than 15 overs, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know. Be sure to put your predictions in the chat, and also who you think will be the top run scorer. Chris Lynn out for 32 a little bit earlier on at the moment. Max Bryant sitting at the crease with 12 off 12. Kane Richardson. That's the thing. The Renegades, they have got a strong bowling lineup, and if they can get into that situation of getting a good batting lineup alongside it, they might be able to really be contenders this year, because they have already got themselves the early win over the Adelaide Strikers. Both Hobart and Perth look pretty good this season. Excited for that contest as well as Sebastian there. And be sure to subscribe and press the like button, says Andre there in the channel. We have also got there the Purple Arts and the Grapes from 100%, which of course is going for the Hobart Hurricanes in their upcoming fixture up against the Perth Scorchers. Pitched up nicely by Kane Richardson, whipped out to the offside for Max Bryant. Oh, it's a misfield in the deep from Prestwidge. And that now means that it is going to be 4 runs off the very first delivery of Kane Richardson, and he won't be too happy with that effort in the deep. Now they only need 1 run of 29 balls to be able to get themselves the bash boost point. Ready for Christmas, Hamish? I am indeed. It's going to be a Christmas lunch here, I believe. We have got ourselves, and then after that, we have got the Boxing Day test match that is just around the corner after that. But it should be exciting. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what are you planning for your Christmas ventures? You have got yourself. It is going to be the quick run between the wickets. Just hit to the man at deep third man, or sorry, just third man there, short third man. And because of it, it does mean that now it will be Duckett who will be on strike. He's currently sitting on 6 runs off 3 deliveries. Looking good in the early stage of his innings. I did only say that he wasn't going to be able to get himself 4 runs into this matchup. I feel like that was pretty harsh from me there. But Brisbane Heat, they have got the big bash boost point. So that means that at the end of the day, the least that they will be able to get from this one is going to be 1 point. Hello, bro, as well, says Crick Forecast. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well, and hope that you are enjoying the commentary. My voice, like I mentioned a couple of times, it's still not completely back, but hopefully it does come back in the near future. Going to be a dot ball from Richardson to Duck. A little bit of aggression in that delivery, trying to get it around that chest region at 131 Ks for him as well. But they've still got Mohamed Nabi, they've got Nick Madison, they've got Zahir Khan, they've got plenty of spinners that they can use in this matchup. But they've only got a 6% chance of being able to beat the Brisbane Heat here, according to the live win probability. But all they need to be able to change that is 1 wicket, and it could change who will win as well, says Crick Forecast. I believe the Brisbane Heat should have it well and truly secured for this one here. Definitely when they do need less runs per ball than they do for the amount of balls that they have got left. Like at the end of the day, they're sitting 86 for 2, they're sitting 86 balls left, 82 runs required. So that should be easy enough for them to be able to chase down. But saying that, we've seen before, the Brisbane Heat are probably the one side of the competition that are never quite over the line until they're over the line. And I say that in the most respectful way possible, but it just seems to be every once in a while, once they lose a couple wickets, they seem to just keep on losing them as well. But it did end up almost going through. Did they have a little bit of an edge on it? I don't believe so, but Duckett could have almost been on his way. Kane Richardson with a good delivery. Oh, okay. I think that could have been an edge there, planning on setting up a trap for Santa as well. I ordered the biscuits from Amsterdam, riddled with it. Won't be able to climb back out of the chimney as well. Says Sebastian there. Oh, that was almost a catching opportunity, but now Richardson, he's going to go away to the boundary for the final ball of his first over. And now it is going to be 6 overs down, 63 for 1 here for the Brisbane Heat. I think Melbourne Renegades win as well. So quick forecast, if they had got that wicket of Duckett there, maybe it could have been just a little bit different for them. But at the moment, Brian and Duckett, they will be trying to close out this game, try and get themselves that net run rate going as well. But anyone, if Santa doesn't visit you, it is because Sebastian has got him trapped in his house by the sounds of it. What are you going to do with Santa, Sebastian? Are you going to just end up watching some cricket with him? The Boxing Day test be pretty fun to be able to do, but now it is going to be Mohamed Nabi will be bowling his first over of the match for the Melbourne Renegades. He will need to pick up a couple wickets in this one. I did say that he would be able to get one in this game, but Kane Richardson, we're just watching there. Almost a catching opportunity there for Will Sutherland, but it did race away to the boundary. I always try and yawn like to the side so that I'm off screen, but I've realized I never quite get off the screen. Nice delivery there. Nice bit of spin for him off that first one, but Max Bryant just blocks it. He's sitting on 17 runs off 15 deliveries here, 78 runs to win off 83 balls for the Melbourne Renegades here. Nice bit of spin available. Oh, that would have been the run-out opportunity there for Sam Harper. They're almost going to get the run-out opportunity once again, but Max Bryant was almost on his way. Once he gets the taste of it, he will roll up a belter and smoke it together, and we'll watch the Ashes as pommies as well. But Max Bryant almost was going to be gone. Sam Harper very quick behind the stumps to be able to almost get that run out of Bryant, but that could have been the difference in the early stages of this one. 95% chance still for the Brisbane Heat to be able to win this game. Mohamed Nabi, reverse sweep coming from Ducker. It's straight to the man there, Kane Richardson, and it is going to be just once again the dot ball. 64 for 1 here for the Heat, just losing the 1 wicket so far. It was Chris Lynn who did end up going out for 32. And also we have got there, that would have been so good for Sam Harper to be able to get that one going. And also we have got there Melbourne Renegades win by 1 runs as well. Says correct forecast there for the prediction. So that would be extremely impressive if they do end up winning this one from here. But the only way that they can do it is with wickets. I think if they win this game from there, they would have had them down maybe about 8 down or something along those lines. I must admit the Dutch make some lovely biscuits as well. Says David there in the chat, but that is going to be the single for Ducker. He now moves up onto 11 of 9 deliveries, and now Max Bryant back on strike here for the Brisbane Heat. The Renegades at this point were 25 runs behind the point that the Brisbane Heat are at the moment. Drag down Bryant, strikes it well, straight to the man though, and it's the wicket of Kane Richardson, Kane Richardson able to take the catch. Oh, he's hurt himself a little bit there in the abdominal, but Max Bryant now going to be on his way for 18. How many did I give him? I gave him 22. Oh, it's 4 off. Tell you what, I'm getting close though. Duckett's probably going to be the man that does end up ruining it for me, but that is the wicket there of Max Bryant. Takes it straight in the mid section there for Kane Richardson, and I believe he actually held the gut after that. He did feel that one, hit him straight in the abdominals. There's another wicket. Max Bryant out for 18 runs off 17, and that is the first wicket now for Mohamed Nabi in this match. 2 for 65 here for the Brisbane Heat. They still only require the 5.77 and over though, so there is no rush for them in this situation. It's Heaslett making his way to the crease. I gave him 7 runs. See whether or not that one is right. I feel like one day I am going to get a prediction completely right, and I won't know what to do with myself. Although saying that, it will be the 1% time that I do get it, so I won't actually be that impressive in that regard. But now it is going to be Heaslett at the crease. They did probably cross for that one. Mohamed Nabi has got 1 more ball left. In fact, they didn't, because Heasler is going to be on strike. So unless they ran 2 perhaps with how long it was in the air. But Sam Heasler did have a decent first match alongside Duckett. This partnership in the very first match for the Brisbane Heat, it was a good one, but it wasn't quite enough for them to be able to get themselves the win. We others got their Heat will win by 7 balls and 6 wickets as well. Says Batty Wagon there. That was a shot from Max Bryant. All cricket fixing match report as well. Says 100%. And there with a couple of emojis there in the chat as well. But Mohamed Nabi very happy with that wicket. And they did have to see the back of Max Bryant. So they've lost both Lynn and Bryant in the last kind of 2 or 3 overs. An easy win for the Heat as well. Says Alvijay there in the chat. They should win comfortably in this game, the Brisbane Heat. But I will never underestimate all that win in the air. But it does fall short as well. And out as well, says Cricket Forecast. And yes, bro, out as well. Says Cricket Forecast here. That is going to be the end of the over. And it is 66 for 7. Or sorry, 66 for 2 after the 7 overs. 2 new batsmen at the crease. Duckett, he has faced 11, or he has got 11 runs, facing 9 deliveries so far. They've still got the power surge that they will be able to take at a later stage. After the 10th over, you are allowed to take it. I love how you call them, all of them 100% as well. There's always a little bit of 100% in there somewhere, normally. Although that one actually doesn't have 100%, but I can't actually tell what any of it is, unfortunately. But they will give you more than just a little bit in their name 100% of the time as well. But the Heat are miles ahead at the moment. They are sitting around 30 runs ahead of what the Melbourne Renegades were at this point. I join our bet. I predict Max Bryant under 31s. I win as well, says Cricket Forecast there. And also, yeah, it is going to be interesting now. So here can't be brought back into the bowling attack. I did say he would get 3 wickets. He's only got the 1 so far, but Heasler's going to be on strike a little bit wide. And it's a nice shot from Heasler to be able to glide it out through the point region. Will Sullivan able to cut that one off? Throws it into Sam Harper. 30k win as well. Says it was Cricket Forecast. So congratulations there, mate, for yourself. And also we have got there. All we know is it's 100% annoying as us, says Patty. And yeah, I feel like that is probably where it has kind of come from as well. But now Duckett, he will be on strike, sitting on 11 of 9 deliveries here for Mr. Duckett. Ben Duckett it is. Zahir Khan bowls it nicely, pitches it up. Is it going to be given now? Yes, it is. It's the wicket for Zahir Khan, and Ben Duckett now on his way. That is the 3rd wicket now for the Melbourne Renegades, and Zahir Khan picks up his 2nd. So I was 7 off for Duckett. I'm getting closer in some regard. But it did end up maybe going down leg side. Duckett was going, no, it's not out. Zahir Khan appealed, and then the umpire said, you know what? Have that one. We will go with it anyway. And now the Brisbane Heat, they are going to be sitting on a total of 30. That's a lie. I keep on getting too excited. 67 for 3 now here for the Brisbane Heat. And their chance of winning this game goes down to 87%. And also we have got their Oaken Heat win as well. Says it was Toshikazu in the chat as well. I'm wondering whether or not it is going to be the chance for them. Like, that's the thing. They only need to run a ball, but the Brisbane Heat, we have seen it many times before that they do end up losing a lot of wickets. Unfortunately for themselves, we have got the Ease walking as well. Says Sebastian also, Hamish, I put a link to the band to the Discord I mentioned last night. Hope you know mine as well. Says David, no worries at all, mate. I did actually see it come through. It was just before the live stream, wasn't it? So I will probably give it a listen straight after the live stream as well. But they got another Englishman here for the Brisbane Heat. It is going to be Tom Abel now at the crease. Doesn't have a huge amount of BBL experience. Now it is going to be Zahir Khan. He's already picked himself up 2 wickets now for himself. Bowls it nicely, Tommy Abel. We missed that one, and it goes straight through to Sam Harper. But now you start to feel that momentum shifting for the Renegades. There's still only 14% chance that they do win this game from here. But I wouldn't guarantee that the Brisbane Heat don't end up losing a few more wickets in the next little while as well. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But Zahir Khan throwing that one in. Oh, that's almost going to be off the edge, is it? No, he just got a little bit on it for that one. It came off the bat, and he is going to be just safe for himself there. But the Melbourne Renegades, they are heavily the underdogs into this fixture. But if they somehow do get themselves the win, would be extremely impressive, that is for sure. But it was a big appeal from, it was in the end Sam Harper who decided that he did like the look of that one, but just not quite given. Zahir Khan once again, he is sitting on 2 off 18 now for himself. Gonna be charging in Zahir Khan a little bit down the leg side. Oh, was that an edge? Oh, it's called a wide. I thought that actually hit something, whether it was pad or the bat or something. I thought that there was just a little bit of a connection there, but 7.4 overs down now at the moment. They did get the bash boost point, but now it is back to 73 runs needed off 74. If this is a dot for Zahir Khan, it would actually mean that it would be going back to just a runner ball required down the leg side. Abel strikes it nicely, dragged down from Zahir, and it's going to be taken nicely in the deep by Will Sutherland. Just one delivery left of this one. They're moving up onto 69 for 3. Do you guys think that Brisbane Heat will be able to chase this one down? Do let me know. Ladies and gentlemen, at the moment, it does seem like it's getting pretty even at this point of the innings. 86% chance still for the Brisbane Heat. They've still got capable batsmen. The likes of Jimmy Pearson, also Tom Abel here, will have a decent shot of being able to get it going. It's going to be hit to the leg side there, and that is the last ball of the over. Now they move up onto 70 for 3 after the 8 overs. Renegades could win now as well, says Andre. There is a chance that they might be able to get the job done. That's the thing. Early wickets can change an innings, and they've lost Chris Lynn. They've lost Max Bryan, and now they have also lost the wicket of Ben Duckett, who was LBW by Zahir Khan. I'm assuming they will show that LBW shout one more time. I think it was going down leg, though. So Ben Duckett just a little bit unlucky to be given out for that one. But 71 runs needed off 72 balls. I can remember Ashes, England win in 2005 with Andrew Strauss, and KP was legendary there as well. And also they're sitting on a good total at the moment, but lost some important wickets there as well, says Sebastian. And we'll go back to it once again. If they do end up losing the wicket of Jimmy Pearson, and also probably I would say Sam Heaslett, I would say that those two are the ones who really make that percentage go in the favour of the Melbourne Renegades if they can get them out. I believe they will give Mohamed Nabi another over. He's currently sitting 1 wicket off and also just getting the 3 runs off him as well. But Heaslett hits it out through the gap once again. How many runs did I give Heaslett? I gave him 7 and I gave Abel 16. How many they're going to be able to get. I hope I get one of these completely correct, but I did say Zahir Khan will get 3 wickets for himself, and Mohamed Nabi, I said that he was only going to be able to get 1. Just having the commentary talking about the fact that it is going to be spinning back in nicely for Mohamed Nabi, and also Zahir Khan, he does bowl a beautiful wrong, and nice bit of spin there for Mohamed Nabi, bringing it back in nicely with the off spinner into the man in the deep. And it Will Sutherland. He's been everywhere at the moment out on the boundary. My voice, that didn't sound too good, did it? They are just showing there for the googly of Zahir Khan, the way that it goes across you rather than coming back in for the leg spinner. And it is very hard to tell the difference between them. That one's going to be dragged down from Mohamed Nabi, and that one's gone all the way for 6 for Sam Heaslett. Good shot from him to give them that momentum back in their court just a little bit more. And now there is a 92% chance that the Brisbane Heat do end up winning this game. It was very nicely struck by Sam Heaslett. He can change a game in a hurry for himself. It's just a very nice one from him as well. We have got the 100% in the chat. He's got a heap of 100s. Also the bat, the trophy, the baseball as well. We have got there, and also some roses, a house, and a car. It's a whole story going on at the moment in the chat. Not sure what the story is, but I'm sure it is decent in that regard. And also we have got their shot. As I said to Sebastian, 100%. Have you ever considered becoming an author? Because that is such a good storyline that you have just put in there. It's kind of like, it's got everything. It's got the drama. It's got the comedy aspect as well there and there as well. But now it is going to be Mohamed Nabi just whipping it off the leg stump. Does it through the gap there for Heaslett, and he gets himself another single for himself. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. He's still going. That is a long story. He's done about 5 sequels, I see, for that one. But we are sitting on 78 likes. Our like goal was 100. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave that like down the ground there once again. Nicely done by Abel. It looks like it is going to be just the single for Tommy Abel once again there. So he's doing decently in the early stages. This is one of his first BBL performances, and he'll say, let's go Heat. Says Robert there in the chat as well. Now he's sitting on 11. That is how many runs I said he would be able to get for himself. That's in the air. It's going over the field, though, and it is going to be falling safe just for the single once again. So the Renegades, they are putting them under pressure, but that 6 certainly helped them out, and now they are sitting 81 for 3 after the 9 overs. Current run rate is almost double what they do need it to be for the required run rate here for them to be able to get any chance of winning this game. But Abel sitting on 3 off 5. Heaslett sitting on 12 off 7, and they need 60 more runs of 66 deliveries. So the big thing here is they can take the bash boost point if they want to, or they can take the power surge, I should say, now rather than saving it too much later. Maybe they give it 1 or 2 more overs to let Heaslett get set and also Abel get a few more balls under his belt as well. But the timing that they do decide to take it It will be very important because they have still got one more over before we get to the end of the 10 overs. It's a backflip from the Heat. The moment the Heat mascot is breakdancing out there on the field. Press switch now. Going to be bowling in for his first spell, or first over of his spell. Perhaps he gets a couple more if he is going to be in the situation that he doesn't really go for too many. And Abel's the English cricketer I was thinking of before, Hamish, as well, says Robert, because he was playing in the England A game, wasn't he, Robert? If I'm not wrong. I could be wrong there, though. Yeah, at the moment, it is going to be 60 runs required off 65 balls at 5.54 runs per over here for the Brisbane Heat. Line it up. Press switch once again, a little bit full. It's going to be Easler who does get it through for the single. They just seem to be fine with ticking over that strike rate at the moment here for the Brisbane Heat. No hurry for them to be able to chase this one down, and yeah, he was as well. Says Robert Miller. Did he go any good in that England A side, Robert? Do let me know. But Press switch at the moment sitting 1 run off his first 2 deliveries of this over. We see Kane Richardson there. He was able to take a catch earlier on in the match. Is such an important figure into that Melbourne Renegades bowling lineup. Hasn't been able to get himself a wicket yet. He did go for 9 runs off his very first over. But I assume he might bowl one of the 2 power surge overs that are coming up in a very short moment. But Abel at the moment going to be on strike to press switch, slower delivery. And it is going to be just skip to the dot. Mohamed Nabi fielding that one. He has already bowled 2 overs, and his economy rate is very sharp in the early stages of his bowling as well. And you've got Zahir Khan, who has already been able to pick up 2 wickets. So it's showing that this surface does favour the spinners a little bit, you could say. We got bowled by Zahir Khan, was Chris Lynn on 32 off 15, and then also it was an LBW for Zahir Khan with Ben Duckett, and then Mohamed Nabi able to get the catch in the end with Kane Richardson. That was a long yawn. Oh, it's a run-out opportunity to wreck it there, and now they take the single, unfortunately, for the Melbourne Renegades, but I believe he was safe there for Tommy Abel. Do they go upstairs? I think he was completely fine here, but good fielding from Zahir Khan. Ended up throwing it. Yeah, he was safe. Only just, though. Probably less than half a second in it for Tommy Abel, but he was able to just get back into his ground, and then they were able to run the single from the overthrow as well. But 58 needed from 62 balls. So they are going at 9 runs per over. They only need 5.455 in his first innings and a duck in the second innings. Oh, it's not ideal from then in that regard. So he's already almost got more than that in this innings for himself. He's now on strike. Good Yorker bowled by Press switch. Running the quick single. Mohamed Nabi decides against throwing at that time. And now that is going to be just the 1 ball left of this over before we get to the 10th. So they needed 59 off the first 10 overs. They were able to get themselves 84 so far, so they were well and truly able to secure that bash boost point. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are currently sitting on 79 likes. We are getting closer and closer to our 100 like goal. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated. All you guys showing your support for these BBL live streams. We have got one coming tomorrow as well, and that is going to be the matchup that does take place between the Perth Scorchers and the Hobart Hurricanes. That is the end of the 10th over, though, and the score is 84 for 3, so only the 3 runs coming off the pre-switch over there. But they still need 57 off 60 balls. Should be doable. They've lost 3 wickets, but that should still not really impact whether or not they can do this one for themselves here, the Brisbane Heat. This is a must-win, really, because they've already lost the 2 games so far, so they cannot afford to lose another one, unfortunately, or else they may be already this early on in the BBL. Their season could almost be over as well. But I will quickly tell you guys exactly how the table is sitting for the BBL while we are sitting here in round, or we're actually in week 3 of the competition already almost. It's been flying by, that is for sure. But it is going to be very interesting to see who is going to be able to get themselves at the top of the table at the end. It is the Sixers at the top of the moment on 7 points with the net run rate of 2.1. Scorchers just behind them with the 7 points, also with the run rate of 1.3. And then the Melbourne Stars, they are also sitting on 7, so it's very close in the early stages. They've played an extra game than the Scorchers, though, and they are sitting with minus 2.08 as their net run rate. Then the Strikers on 6 points, Hurricanes on 5, Thunder also on 5. The Renegades are on 3 with their win over the Strikers with a game in hand. And then the Heat, after 2 matches, they are still sitting without a single point. So now we know that they have got at least one here in this game. So whether or not they go on to win this one will determine whether or not the Renegades do move themselves up into probably sitting in fifth equal or fourth equal at this point in time, if they are able to get themselves a big win. But they're just showing there the wicket of Chris Zahir Khan ended up just going straight through him with that one. It was a beautiful delivery. And then the second wicket taken by Kane Richardson. And that was the big wicket in the end of Max Bryan. And then the LBW Zahir Khan able to get out Ben Duckett. And like they're saying, that one looked a little bit maybe generous in that regard. But Sutherland, he did go for 21 runs. So maybe that is why he's not getting any more chances with the ball in hand. But they have got Prestwich only went for the 3 runs. Madison of his first over only went for the 4. Zahir Khan finished 3 of his overs, got 1 more left, but he has been able to take 2 wickets with 21 runs coming off it. And then also Nabi has been able to pick up the other wicket. So it's only the Afghanistan spinners so far for the Melbourne Renegades who have been able to pick up the wickets. But the good news for them is they have got 8 overs between them. And they have only bowled 5 so far. And next game at the Gabba as well, says Robert. So that will give them their home field advantage just a little bit more. We're on the Gold Coast for this matchup at, I believe it's Metricon Stadium for this game. But yeah, the Heat, they certainly need to be able to get themselves a win here to keep their hopes of making it through to the final alive. And also, you could say the same almost for the Renegades, although because they have been able to get themselves that earlier win, does mean that they are in just that little bit more of a better position on the table. Topley there with the slow ball. Glided down to the man. It was short third man, so no run coming off that ball. Thanks so much. Fantastic cricket live streams who play tomorrow, BBL Amish as well. It is going to be the Perth Scorchers taking on the Hobart Hurricanes. And then the day after that, we are going to get to see an exciting matchup that will be between the Sydney Sixers and the Melbourne Stars as the next game. And then we are into the Ashes, ladies and gentlemen, 8 hours a day, hopefully, that we will be able to do the commentary. We will have a couple guests along the way for those ones, so that the voice does last just a little bit longer. Going to be whipped off the legs there for the Brisbane Heat. Hitting it to deep square leg for just a single. Will Sutherland able to cut it off nicely for his side. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, how many overs do you think it will take for the Brisbane Heat to be able to chase down this total? If you think they can chase it down, or do you think the Hobart Hurricanes, sorry, that's the wrong team, the Melbourne Renegades, will be able to sneak themselves the win here in this game as well? But David Saker is the man who is on the commentary mic at the moment in terms of the coaching side of it for the Melbourne Renegades. At this point of the day, they were 22 runs less at this point in time. So it did kind of speed up in the later stages, but the Heat have just been going consistently at around that 8.5 and over so far throughout all of the overs. And now they are sitting 86 for 3 here for themselves as well. My voice is slowly getting weaker and weaker, I do here, so I will be going to sleep probably straight after this one. 8.5 overs as well. Says that Paddy Wagon there in the stadium is primarily used for Australian rules football, serving as the home ground of the Gold Coast Suns as well, who compete in the Australian Football League, also known as the AFL. Topley now, he has gone for 13 runs so far. He's tries to get hold of that one, did not. And it's going to be the dot ball. Dots at this stage, and also probably to an extent singles are what the Melbourne Renegades do want to just keep the Brisbane Heat to. They've already been able to hit themselves a total of, tell you what, this is a stat and a half. They have already hit themselves a total of 11 boundaries in the innings for the Melbourne Renegades. They had themselves 12 boundaries, and they have already got more sixes in this innings than they did in the last one. So they're only 2 runs behind in terms of boundaries that have been hit so far, which just shows you how quickly the Brisbane Heat have been starting this game off. At the moment, it is 86 for 3 here for the Brisbane Heat after 10.4 overs for themselves as well. But the Melbourne Renegades head coach David Saker there is having the chat with them. It's going to be whipped away to the mid-wicket side, and in the D. Mohamed Nabi fields, it's once again another single here for themselves. At the moment, Heaslett moves up onto 16. Abel is sitting there on 9. It was actually the coach of the Brisbane Heat there who was just saying hi to the Melbourne Renegades man when he was in his commentary position that they are talking to him at the moment. I remember one of these happened a little while ago, didn't it? And they were interviewing a player, or a coach, I think it was actually, and he ended up going one moment, the ball came at him, he took the catch over the boundary and then passed it back and then continued the interview. I can't remember who that was who did that, but it was very impressive from him as well. That is the end of the 11th over now. A little bit of a quieter one, but it is going to be 88 for 3 here for them now for the Brisbane Heat, still needing about 1 run a ball. So the big thing is it's either boundaries here for the Brisbane Heat to really cement this match, or it is wickets here for the Melbourne Renegades to put a little bit of doubt back in the mind. It is going to be press switch, and Wade Sakome is the Heats coach as well. And there says Robert Miller there, who was going past in the background when they were interviewing the Renegades head coach in that situation. But press switch, he did only go for the 3 runs, like I mentioned. He will be open to continue to try and bring this one back a little bit more. They're sitting whereabouts. The Melbourne Renegades were sitting after 13 overs at the moment, and they have only been batting for 11. So they've got 12 balls ahead at this stage. Good Yorker bowled by Presswich, and that is going to be going down to deep third man. Actually, ex-Brisbane Heat boy, Presswich there. And he might know how to get a couple of these guys out. He's sitting on 16 runs off 14. Abel sitting on 7 runs off 11 balls so far. So he has been able to get more than he did in the 2 innings for England A up against Australia A, where Australia A were able to get themselves the victory there. I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back tomorrow with more BBL action with the Hurricanes taking on the Scorchers. And hopefully by then my voice will be back. We have to wait and see though, but he's now sitting on 16 off 14 deliveries. It's a nice cut shot there. Finding a bit of a gap, but it goes straight to Sutherland, who is out there in the deep with a good throw back into Sam Harper. We have got there. I know you've just liked and subscribed to the channel. Be proud of it, you legend as well. Sees what's Sebastian there in the chat as well with the 10 out of 10. And yeah, anyone who does want to get involved in the chat, do let us know your thoughts on this match so far. We love talking about it with you guys. And also, yeah, if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is the pinned comment. 69% of you have said that the Heat will be able to win this game, and it's had 443 votes on that one as well. But Presswich now once again running in a little bit league side. Whipped off the bats once again to the man at deep mid-wicket, and they are running back for the 2 runs. They've got back nicely, though. Good running between the wickets for Abel and Eastlet, needing 49 runs now of 51 balls at only 5.76 runs per over for them to be able to get it as well. I feel like the commentators at this stage are getting slightly distracted. That one's gone straight up in the air. Who wants it? It is going to be what a catch from the Ripper Zahir Khan, and that is going to be now Abel out for 9 runs, and that is Presswich who has been able to break through. So I was a little bit off with Abels. I did say he would get 16, but that's all right. The Brisbane Heat now lose another wicket, and this is starting to make it just that little bit more interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Hits the ball straight up in the air there for Tom Abel. Zahir Khan waited for so long. I don't know how he's taken that one. The technique for the catch, he kind of went like this and somehow scooped it up. And it is going to be Presswich now who gets the 4th wicket for the Brisbane Heat. They are sitting 92 for 4 now. And it is 49 runs required of 50 deliveries. But that is an extremely good catch from Zahir Khan at the moment. Did I say that he was going to be the top wicket taker of the competition? Because if I didn't, I'm changing my answer, because when a man is in form in the field, normally replicates into having the ball in hand, and he is looking sharp in the field as well. That's, yeah, Pearson will hit the runs. He's captain as well. Says Robert Miller there. Yeah, that's going to be important for Jimmy Pearson to have a decent innings. How many runs did I give Pearson? I gave him 28 runs for him to be able to get in this one. My predictions haven't been great, but they haven't been too bad either. I was closest with my openers in terms of 6 runs off how many Lynn got and 4 runs off how many Max Bryant got. But now Jimmy Pearson, he is at the crease. He has got match winner running between the wickets as well. Is also going to be relatively high for that man. But can the Brisbane Heat close out this game? That is the question we've asked ourselves many times in the past. The Melbourne Renegades, 9% chance of winning this game. And it is going to be Heaslett, who is on strike. Good delivery. That one's going to be a big shot there. It's over the head, and that's going to be Heaslett once again, hitting another 6. So a good shot there, and straight away, that changes the momentum back as well. And it's interesting to see how a game of cricket can change in just a snippet of time. That brings up now 98 runs off 4 deliveries, 77 meters there for Heaslett. And it is going to be hitting it all the way to the boundary. And a great shot as well to fire back after the way that it did go for them just a little bit prior with them losing that wicket. This is good from Heaslett, sitting on 23 now off 16. Presswich, final ball of his over. It's a little bit wide. It's a nice shot as well from Heaslett. Going to be going out to Will Sutherland in the deep. Do they take on the 2 runs? Yes, they do. They get back nicely. And now the Brisbane Heat, that brings up their 100 runs after 12 overs. They are sitting 100 for 4. And Pearson got them home last year when Lynn was injured as well, says Robert. He did indeed. He had a couple match-winning performances. That was actually half the reason that they made it through to, was it the semi-final or the quarterfinal Or sorry, they don't have quarterfinal. I think it was one of those playoff games, though, that Pearson just stuck out at the crease and just kept going for them as well. And that is something that he needs to do in this game. 41 of 48. It should be easy enough for the Brisbane Heat, but you never know. They've still got Kane Richardson as an option for the bowling. So here he's still got one over there, giving the ball to him now. Can he pick up his third wicket? Whereas we will have to wait and see. But Pearson going to be on strike. But Presswich did end up going straight in the air from Tom Abel. This catch from Zaheer Khan. Like they're saying, he misjudged it. He went like this for so long and then changed it. He almost did the crocodile snatch, the one that they tell you not to do when you're a kid because of the fact that it can hurt your fingers and break a finger if you end up getting it slightly wrong. But he nailed it. And Renegades could win with 41 runs left as well. Says it was Andre M there. We will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. The Air Khan now bowling it. It's a little bit too full, and Pearson strikes it nicely down the ground. Running in Topley. They have just taken the single there. So now once again on strike, it will be Heslett. This is a big moment because he has been striking the ball very nicely for himself there. Sam Heslett so far has already hit 2 sixes. He hasn't hit a single 4 yet. He's willing to just put it all the way or none of the way. And that is exactly what he's been doing throughout the early stages of this innings for the Brisbane Heat. And be outside of the off stump. Heslett hits it hard. And once again, it is going to be kept to just the single there for the Brisbane Heat. And also we have got there, I think you got the 700 coming back to you as well. Says Andre there in the chat. It should be a win for the Heat. Like there's 93% chance that they win this game. It's just, I think about the games last season, the season before that almost as well. And there's always that doubt that enters your mind for the Brisbane Heat of whether or not they can close out an innings. It's looking like they should be able to go from here. Sam Harper taking that one. And now still needing 38 runs of 45 deliveries. They only need 5 runs per over. This is going to be the only way for the Renegades to win this game from here is if they get another like 4 or 5 wickets because they are counted as dot balls as well, depending on how you get them. Hang time of 4.6 seconds for that catch. Zaheer Khan doing nicely. That's the wrong one. That's going to be skied by Heslett, who is under it. No one's able to get to it. That could have been a perfect opportunity for the Renegades to get a big wicket in Heslett, but he has been able to get there. And now Pearson will be back on strike, but that was almost the chance for the Melbourne Renegades. He didn't get all of it at all. Harvey running in as hard as he could, but does end up just getting it on the bounce instead there. Now it is going to be a total of 44 balls left. We're sitting 12.4 overs down at the moment between these two sides. So here Khan now bowls it to Pearson. That's close to an LBW, but it's going just down leg. And it is going to be called as not out, but it is a dot ball, which is important for the Melbourne Renegades at this point of the innings. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who will be the next bowler to get a wicket. I'm saying Kane Richardson. Even though I did say Zaheer Khan would get himself 3 wickets, he's only got the 2 with 1 delivery left. So unless this one is a miracle delivery, I think it is going to be Kane Richardson who does pick up the next. He's actually only bowled himself for 1 over so far. Kane Richardson as the captain of this team. Zaheer Khan there, a little bit of the wrong, and to close out his innings, it looks like they are going to be taking on the 2 runs there. Good running between the wickets, and that is the end of the spell for Zaheer Khan. Also the end of the 13th over, and they are sitting 106 for 4. But Zaheer Khan in the end, brilliant spell from that man, was able to get himself into the position of actually only going for the economy rate of 6.75. 2 wickets, 27 runs off him as well. Very good bowling from Zaheer Khan. He is just getting better and better at the moment in this competition. The Renegades, they have a 4% chance of it being able to win this game as the live odds have it sitting. It's not a very big chance, that is for sure, but we will have to wait and see whether or not they can get themselves the win here. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be covering all of the games of the KFC Big Bash on this channel. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we are going to be back tomorrow with the Hurricanes when they do take on the Perth Scorchers, which should also be a very exciting game. Now, Kane Richardson making his way to the crease for his second over. He did go for 9, like I mentioned in that first one, but normally very economical for Kane Richardson, and also as a wicket taker, has taken over 100 in the BBL. Heslett on strike, short ball Dom. It's going to be hit down to the man at deep backward square leg. He's been able to cut it off as well. We have got there. What have you got Heslett for as well? Says Robert. I actually only had Heslett for 7 runs. So he has well and truly done a lot better than I did have him down for as well. But I did have Abel down for 16. So I slightly got them around the wrong way for Heslett and also for Abel. I should have probably taken his 6 power into consideration there for Heslett, because at the end of the day, he hasn't hit any 4s yet. He's hit 2 6s though, which has been phenomenal. So I feel like I should have probably added a 3 in front of that and given him 37 runs. Kane Richardson there. Okay, Heaslett's gone. Heaslett has just lost his wicket, ladies and gentlemen. And Kane Richardson picks up the big wicket. Oh, it was actually Jimmy Pearson who went on his way. See, I had him getting out for 28, so I feel like I got them round the wrong way as well. But Jimmy Pearson just lost his wicket there. And Are You Cricket Live, Xbox live stream next week. I was hoping to. If my voice has come back, then we will be trying to do something along those lines. But yeah, it does all come down to whether or not my voice has returned. But Kane Richardson picks up the big wicket of the captain Pearson. And now the Brisbane Heat, they are sitting 5 down into this matchup. They still need less than a run per ball, but the wickets are starting to fall just a little bit more for them. It is going to be now Bazley making his way to the crease. They've still got Xavier Bartlett, who can hit sixes as well for them, but Richardson, it's looking like he might be able to pick himself up, maybe 1 or 2 more runs here for them as well. It's just making this game a little bit closer by the looks of it for the Brisbane Heat. They are sitting 5 down at the moment. And now it will be Bazley who will be on strike. They weren't able to cross there. Heaslett's still out there though. And while Heaslett is there, they have still got a chance of being able to win this game comfortably. But as soon as Heaslett loses his wicket, it's all on for young and old in this game. But James Bazley now, he is out there. He had a phenomenal day with the ball in hand as well, Bazley. Able to pick himself up a wicket or two. His best is 49 not out, so he can certainly bat here, Bazley. So he is not an easy wicket for them to be able to get. But Kane Richardson now going to be running him once again. Going to be going straight back to him as well. That is the dot ball. They're still trying to creep that one just a little bit closer to being back to that runner ball. They only need a total of 5.23 as well. And also we have got their high aim, which feels like only yesterday, the last season of cricket started time flies as well. It will be the Six Nations again too before we know it as well. Says Steve Smith. Well, indeed, mate. It is great to have you here. Well, this live stream, as you can hear, my voice still not ideal at this point in time. But yeah, the Big Bash, like that's the thing. We're already up to match 11. We've covered all the games on the channel, and it just keeps on going. And I do have to say straight away, Steve, I am going to put up your message on the screen. That's off the edge there for Deep Third Man, because I did see after that rugby live stream, about 2 seconds after I did finish it, you did end up donating once again to the channel. And I did see it, and I did reply saying thank you, but I think it was just a little bit too late. So that is why Steve Smith gets this message up there as well. And it certainly is only a couple months away from the Six Nations. Seems like we're going to be there before we know it. But 33 runs currently needed off 38 deliveries here for the Brisbane Heat. Richardson sitting 1 from 11 so far off his first 1.4 overs. He's lit on strike. This is the big wicket that the Melbourne Renegades need, and they need it soon if they do want a chance of being able to win this game. He's lit though, hitting it along the ground. Nicely played by him. Hitting it to deep cover as once again going to be just a single, sitting on 109 for 5. So they've actually lost almost as many wickets as the Renegades have at this point in time. And the Renegades at this point, that's the thing, they were only sitting 91 runs with 3 wickets down. So that's kind of changed a little bit, I guess you could say, since that moment that we did see in the first innings for the Renegades. They really sped up in the latter stage. Good evening to you, Steve. Hope everything is well, mate. As well, said Sebastian there with the 10 out of 10. And there as well, but Richardson now once again running in. It's going to be the short ball. It's hit the gloves of Heaslett. It's going to be cut off in the deep by Zahir Khan. He does keep it to just the one. Good fielding in the deep. That is the end of the 14th over. And now Brisbane Heat sitting 110 for the 5 wickets down as well. They are currently only 30 points behind, or 30 runs behind. I keep on going into rugby terms. Of course, the Champions Cup going to be in full effect. We do get to see that this weekend for the matchups, and there are plenty of good ones that are coming up very soon, but it is going to be 31 needed off 36 at 5.17 runs per over. It's all good, Hamish, as well, says Steve Smith. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, like, I felt really bad because I did see it come through just after, like, pretty much I've got an end broadcast button. I clicked it and it was loading, and then it cut off, and then about literally 1 or 2 seconds later it went up and it was that 50, and I was like, oh no. So hopefully, yeah, you did get to see my little message where I did thank you as well. Katie actually put, wait, Hamish, come back, Steve is back. Or Steve has done it again. But yeah, it is usually appreciated, mate, for all the support you've been showing on the channel. 31 runs needed now from 36 deliveries. They've brought back Mohamed Nabi. They cannot bowl Zahir Khan anymore in this picture. He has already bowled out a little bit down leg side for Mohamed Nabi, and it is going to be Richardson cutting that one off, and they just keep it to the single. Oh, it's at the bat, I believe it was, for in the end. I think it actually hit the side of Heaslett's bat when he did have it down on the ground. But it is the second time in this inning so far that it has actually hit the batsman bat after it is supposed to, I guess you could say there. But now it is going to be, once again, Mohamed Nabi is sitting on 1 for 15. Whip to the leg side once again, and they are just manipulating the field very nicely here. It looks like they might take on the 2. No, just kept to the 1. Good work in the field by the Melbourne Renegades. They want to get through for that too. They want to have an opportunity of being able to get maybe 1 or 2 more wickets, or have 1 or 2 more wickets up their sleeve, the Melbourne Renegades, for this point of the time. This point of the time, that's almost a sentence as well. And Nabi now pitching the ball up, whip to the leg side. It's going to be Zahir Khan. A little bit of a misfield there for the Melbourne Renegades. The Renegades at this point of their innings were 3 down for 97 runs. So a big difference between these two sides so far in terms of how many runs they were able to get. And it seems like the Heat, they are just willing to keep on ticking that ball and keeping that strike rate ticking over. Getting ones and ones again. And there's going to be the single out to the mat at deep point. AA as well, says Ali Hills. Welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. Hope you are well recovered from your birthday as well, which was just the other day. I hope you did have a great day alongside it as well. At the moment, the Brisbane Heat, they should be having a good day if they do end up winning this game, because they do need this win to be able to still have a chance at making it through to the finals. That one is going to be a dot ball there for Mohamed Nabi, sitting 2.5 overs down. Still got 1 more up his sleeve, and he will be going back to it in the later stages of the match. It's the question of when do they bowl him, though. He's very economical. That's gone straight up in the air from Basley. This is going to be looking straight into the lights. Who's under it? Madison drops it. He almost had it there. Would have been a massive wicket there. He's lit. He was actually on strike. That would have been gone, but Basley there is now going to be, tell you what, that was the chance to get Hazlett out. Madison puts it down. You can't be dropping that one. And also we have got there, all good, brother. Good to put the feet up at the end of the day and relax with some sport, although sport isn't always relaxing when I want a team to win, as well, says Steve Smith. Who have you got winning this game, Steve? Do let me know. And tell you what, Edinburgh winning that game over Saracens. I believe it was Glasgow who were a little bit unlucky to miss out in their victory up against, who did Glasgow play yesterday? La Rochelle, I believe it was. They actually pushed them for a majority of their match, which was great to see for the Glasgow boys. But 26 runs needed off 30. It was actually Basley who was on strike who did get put down there. It was in the hands for Madison. It just ended up bobbling out of the hands, unfortunately, for him, and he ended up just putting it down. But you got to feel bad for him, for Nick Madison. Kept his eyes on the ball the whole way down. Then ended up just hitting the ground, and it's always when those elbows hit the ground that the ball just seems to want to pop out of the hands. And it's exactly what happened there for Nick Madison. Now Kane Richardson steaming in. He's got a smile on his face, which is great to see for the Renegades. Slower ball there, and Basley able to hit it to that leg side just for the single once again, or actually was down to deep third man, I should say, there as well. But at the moment, it seems like the hang time on that ball was just legendary. 5.36 seconds that ball was up in the air for. That is a huge amount of time there for him as well. And also Brisbane got to be the favourite, surely, looking at the scoreboard as well, says Steve Smith. Yeah, they certainly should be able to win this game from here on out. It's always hard to tell with Brisbane, though. Now there's going to be Richardson in the air once again for Hazlett. He's tried to go bang over the top, and he does get it all the way for the 6th, the third 6 for Hazlett on that day. Aaron Finch was commentator, and now he is captaining the side so strange as well. Says, now he's captaining the side so strange, says Coding, although he isn't actually out there. Unfortunately for the side at this stage for the Melbourne Renegades. They would have loved to have him at the top of the order, though. But that is a shot from Hazlett once again, hitting it 73 metres, just long enough for him to be able to get himself these 6 runs once again. And Hazlett, he is on fire for the Brisbane Heat. We have got their love from India, says Vishal there in the chat. Welcome in, mate. 19 runs needed off 28 balls. That one is going to be the dot ball. And Richardson at the moment, he will want to get this wicket of Hazlett. They almost had Basley for the last over, and also love from India, says Vishal. And also we have got there, it's about time, says Paddy Wager there and the chat. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated, you guys all being here for this live stream. And we are currently sitting on 86 likes. Our like goal was 100. We are getting closer and closer to being able to chase it down. And also, well, I'm here now as well, says Ali Kane Richardson. 3 balls left off this over. He's still got an over afterwards as well. Oh, he's misses it again. Now, there are still 2 deliveries left for this over for Hazlett, but at the moment, the Heat have received 69% of the votes from you guys in terms of who is going to be able to win this game. 19 runs needed from 26 balls. I would say Hazlett, if they don't get him out in this next 2 balls, or maybe the next over, they are winning this game here, the Brisbane Heat, probably by a couple over spare as well. But if they can get Hazlett out, then they start getting a little bit more into the tail with Bartlett, who can still hit a long ball, though. That is for sure. Heaslet is a man as well. Cesar Bash in there. Certainly is a great player. That is for sure at the moment. He's going to glide that one out through cover shot, that is. And that is going to be now 4 more runs for Heaslet, and he is changing this game for a side once again. He is a match winner. I know that they have those kind of bars that say how much these players go in terms of power, precision, all that kind of stuff. Heaslet is a match winner for the Brisbane Heat, and he is looking like he is going to help them towards their very first win of the season. So hopefully they will be able to close it out from here for the Brisbane Heat. And that will put them up onto 4 points. They will actually end up kind of leapfrogging a couple other sides if they are able to get themselves into the position of winning this game. 15 runs needed of 25 deliveries now at 3.6 runs per over. Kane Richardson bowls the bouncer. Oh, Heaslet glides it down to third man, and he is going to be picking up another 2 runs here for himself. So he's just finding it all around the ground, keeps on hitting the gaps. That is the end of the 16th over, and they are sitting now 128 for 5. Very impressive. The Renegades, they were on 108 for 3 at this point. So 2 wickets more falling for the Heat, but also an extra 20 runs for themselves in this situation. Can Heaslet get 50? Tell you what, everyone predicted now. Will Sam Heaslet make his way to 50? He needs another 7 runs to be able to do so. They need 13 runs from 24 balls, and he is not on strike for this delivery. It is instead going to be Bazley. Do you think they will manipulate it so that Heaslet gets a little bit more of the strike for the later stages? But I believe it is going to be Zahir Khan once again who will have this one. They are just showing there the Brisbane Heat. That was a massive over for them to be able to bring up. I want to say it was around 13 or so off that over. And I want to see a spin bowler spin it so much it does a complete 180. It returns to the bowler like yo as well. You know what? If they were bowling with a boomerang, oh, it's in the air. It's going to be safe, though, and it is Bazley who does it down the ground, and it goes for 4 once again. Great shot. I mean, that would be pretty funny. I know that Shane Warne with his leg spin once made it go. I want to say it was about a 50 or 60 degree angle that the ball kind of ended up way outside leg stump and then came right round, and then to bowl the man round his legs. And Hamish, will you give England a slight favourites in second Adelaide Day night test with Anderson Broadjoy back? I would say it's still like Australia have not lost a day-night test match before. So I don't think this will be the time for them to start. They have lost Hazelwood in that bowling attack. Topley, now that's in the slot. And Bazley goes bang. He's got it all the way for 6. So anyone who was saying, yes, Heaslet will be able to get his half century, unfortunately for them, there's only 3 runs needed now for the Brisbane Heat to be able to chase this down. And now they are really kicking it into, I guess that's about 5th gear for them as well. I had a couple Billy Bowden impersonations in the crowd I did see there for giving the 6, but it's a massive shot from Bazley. Moves up onto 16 now off 10 deliveries for him. How many runs did I give Bazley? I gave him only 3. So it was a little bit harsh in that regard. That was a good shot from him. And now only 3 runs to win now for the Brisbane Heat. They have lost 5 wickets, but this should be a given at this point that they are able to win this game with a 0.82 runs per over required. For the last few, Kane Richardson is not going to get to bowl out. So here, Khan is already bowled out. That's going to be running there for the leg by. And now only 2 more runs required off 21 deliveries. So it is going to be going the way of the Brisbane Heat for this game. They played well. They had a few moments there where it looked like a couple more wickets falling might have led to them possibly ending up in that situation of it not being able to win this game. But then from there, Heaslet has stuck around 43 runs of 28 deliveries. It's been the boundaries that have really made the difference. Like I mentioned, the Renegades, they only had 12 boundaries into their innings, whereas for the Melbourne Renegades, they only had the 12. And then for the Heat, they have been able to have 14 so far, and they have still got a few more overs left. So I'm wondering how many the Brisbane Heat would have got if they did decide to set the total. They did win the toss, and they decided that they would have a bowl, and it was the right decision on the day here for the Brisbane Heat to be able to pick up their first victory of the season. That's going to be hit there by Heaslet to the leg side. Just going to be the single, so the scores are tied, and they just need 1 more run for them to be able to win this game of a total of 20 balls as well. So it should be easy enough for them to be able to close it out. We have got their morning Amish as well. So it's going to go in and welcome in to the live stream, mate. It is great to have you here for a game of the Big Bash. We are going to be covering the game tomorrow night between the Hurricanes and the Perth Scorchers. And then the game after that is the Sydney Sixers taking on the Melbourne Stars. That will be the Wednesday night fixture here in New Zealand. And then we have got a few days where it does transfer over to the day-night test of the Ashes rather than the BBL. But yeah, there are some very exciting games coming up in this competition. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are sitting on 89 likes. That is actually pretty good for us, I feel, on this live stream. We're going to be just short of the century, but that is all good. And also, your voice has been working overtime, Hamish. A good rest and some cough syrup might help as well, says Steve Smith. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, they are taking the single there. Sam Harper tries to whip it at the stumps. That is the end of the game. The Brisbane Heat have been able to win it with the leg by, and they are happy enough with that one. Yeah, for some reason, the weird thing is, like, with my voice, I was saying it early on, I feel completely fine. Like, in terms of, like, I don't feel tired. I don't feel sick or anything like that. My throat's not even sore. It just sounds like it is. Like, it sounds like it's really, like, struggling. I don't know whether or not, oh, that makes a weird noise when I push like that, but but pretty much, yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to have a big rest tonight, probably around like 14 hours sleep or something like that, try and catch up on a little bit of sleep that I may have missed over the weekend, and hopefully it does return for me. Big win for the Quins. Seb as well, so he's going to go in an hour. Any other match of BBL remaining or not? No, that is the only game that we have got ourselves, and also we have got there. Cheers for the live stream, Irish, smashing through the obstacle of the vocal cords. Brilliant commentary. Bing bong, 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. As well, says Sebastian, appreciate you being here, mate, for this live stream. Hope you did enjoy, and hopefully my voice was tolerable the way that it was working throughout this one. My Chris Lynn, he will be relatively happy with that performance from his side. He was able to hit himself 32 runs off 15 balls, 5 fours, 1 6 with a strike rate of 213. He did end up getting bowled by Zahir Khan, though, which would have been a little bit of a disappointing way to end his innings. Also doing very nicely, Sam Easlett. He was able to hit 3 sixes, 1 4, and 44 runs off 29 deliveries. Also doing decently, Max Bryant, 18 off 17 balls, 16 off 12 for Basley to close out that innings. And then Ben Duckett was able to get 11 off 10. A little bit unlucky with the way that he did go out due to the fact that it wasn't really in front of the stumps that the LBW was given. Nice win by the Heat as well, says Robert. And also, cheers, Gunnar. I'll take the 4 points in France any day of the year as well, says Sebastian. But yeah, it was certainly close for that one as well. All the Santas just jumped in the swimming pool. I do see that would have been interesting. I didn't realize that they had swimming pools at most of the grounds. Which grounds do they have swimming pools at? And also, although Shane Warne was a world-class bowler, I don't think he's ever made a century batting as well. Or he was 99 out, wasn't he? If I'm not wrong, Steve Smith. I remember I heard that story many times that he got to 99 and then ended up. Was he run out on 99? No. Did he get himself out in a different way? Do let me know, but I know that he would have been very close to being able to bring up that 100 with it sitting on 99. I learned something I was shocked to hear, Seb, but also doesn't surprise me so much. Wrong with French club rugby as well, says Kanako in there and at the chat as well. But yeah, for the bowling attack, I should give some of these bowlers a wee shout out. Nick Madison only bowled the 1 over. He was actually the captain of the side for this match as guy, and he ended up getting the economy of 4 per over just off that very first over of the game. Sutherland, he was expensive, went for 21 off 1 over. So here come 27 for 2 off his 4 overs. Reece Stopley going for 26 runs with an economy of 9.18. Not the best day for him. Richardson also a little bit expensive, 26 for 1 off his 3 overs. And then Mohamed Nabi able to pick up a wicket. And also Jack Presswich able to pick up an important wicket for the side as well. Yes, there's more cake there. I could run a centre, a Bath, if he fancies it as well, says it was Sebastian. And also we've got the Gabba and the Gold Coast, I think, as well, says Robert. So anywhere that does involve the Brisbane teams, they decide, you know what, we'll stick a bloody pool next to the pitch, see how it goes as well. And first one, and it's at home as well, says Moorcake. It is indeed. And it was a very good one for them in that situation. A must win for the Heat to keep their finals hopes alive this early on in the competition. McKenzie Harvey was able to get himself 71 runs off 56 balls. Did take him a little while to get going, McKenzie Harvey, but he was in the end able to hit 8 fours. And then I think his last match in retirement, he was was against English in Ashes as well. He went for the century and fell just from what I remember. Still a good effort as well. He only made 99 and 91 as well, says Robert. So extremely close for the Mr. Leg Spin. The King of Leg Spin, I think, is his nickname, isn't it? Shane Warne has been doing very nicely for himself. In terms of when he was playing for the Melbourne Stars, he was also doing very nicely for them in the Big Bash. I must say, and Brad Hogg, as well as another spinner, the Perth Scorchers were really having a treat when they had him out there on the field. And I hadn't seen my cousins tomorrow, and I haven't seen them, and I'm seeing my cousins tomorrow, and I haven't seen them for 6 months as well, says Moorcake. So that would be pretty awesome that you do get an opportunity to hang out with your cousins. Enjoy it. It is the festive season after all. We will have to give Kieran a little Santa hat, I think, at some stage now that we are getting into the countdown for Christmas. Only 10 days left till we get to see Christmas in upon us. Sam Harper able to get 12 runs off 13. And also we have got there 19 off 21 for Nick Madison. Was able to get himself 2-4, similar to what Sam Harper did. Will Sutherland sitting on 10 runs off the 7 deliveries. Then Xavier Bartlett, he was extremely expensive with the bowling as well. 48 for 1 off his 4 overs with the economy of 12. Liam Guthrie, he bowled absolutely phenomenally though. He was able to go for only 10 runs with 1 wicket falling for him. 2.5 economy rate. James Basley going for 7 and over, was able to pick up the 3 wickets though for himself, and also picked up some of the winning runs for his side in their final moments of the game for the Brisbane Heat. Majip was good as always. 19 runs for no wickets though. After the 4 overs there, it's 4.75. And then also Swepson able to pick up the early wicket. 4 overs down and 31 runs for himself as well. We have got there. And also congrats to Munster Kanakoinen. I know there's been a few controversial decisions from the ref, a quality victory nonetheless. And heard rumour Castre's 7 was playing a dispute, or despite being recently accused of a very unsavoury assault charges. Won't reveal the details. Very inappropriate to play him as well. The commentators, they actually mentioned that as well while they were commentating. They said about how he has had a few off-the-field issues in terms of, and they actually kind of referenced it as well, which I thought was kind of strange, the fact that they were going to be playing him in this situation with the way that he had been going off the field as well, because he said that he's the commentators, I can't remember the exact comment, but they said something about how he's a very physical player on the field, and unfortunately for him, that has been transferring over to his real life situation off the field, or something along those lines from the commentators, which I thought like, oh, okay, I don't know whether or not you can say that. Christmas tree is next week as well. Says it was, Christmas is next week, says more kick and cheers, Steve. So happy the Academy guys stepped up, and it's such a significant game too, as well, says Kanakoinen. And yeah, massive win for the Munster side, and I was happy to see them get themselves a big win over the Wasps. The Wasps playing with 13 men for a little bit of that game, and then 14 men with Brad Shields. That's the second time that I've seen him get a red card, unfortunately, and it has only been about the 5th time I've seen him play. But quickly, for anyone who is curious about the next games of the KFC Big Bash that are coming up very soon, we will quickly get them out. But the next one, it is going to be tomorrow night, a very exciting game between the Hobart Hurricanes, and they will be taking on the Perth Scorchers. The Perth Scorchers so far remain undefeated at this point of the season. They are going to be taking on the Hurricanes, who are currently 1-1, for their way that they are sitting at the moment. But we're already up to week 3 of the KFC Big Bash. It has been flying by. That game will be starting at 9:15 p.m. tomorrow. So 20 hours, 52 minutes time. Hurricanes, they will be taking on the Perth Scorchers tomorrow night in Hobart. Then the game after that, it will be the Melbourne Stars at the MCG. They will be up against the Sydney Sixers, and that will be an awesome fixture as well. That is going to be 9:15. And on the same channel here in New Zealand, we're seeing Santa and reindeer decorations in the middle of summer here in Australia. That is a good point. And I feel like that's the thing. As soon as Halloween finished, people started actually, they actually put the Christmas decorations up. I know of a few people who want snow as well, says Steve Smith there. It would be pretty awesome to get a snowy Christmas, or a white Christmas as it's called, isn't it? And you want as well, says Jay there at the chat, and didn't know that. But that's part of the bigger picture. Remember the abuse Julian Savia got by Geelong fans for simply going home to a family wedding. Disgusting as well, says Kanakoinen. And yeah, there is a lot of that's the thing. The players are under just a pressure cooker while you are in France. Like the whole side, like the team, they are pretty close, but then you've got the whole community who are also as if they're right there, breathing down your neck while you're playing, which is why it's such a tough environment for those younger players going over to France to really keep on performing. Because if you perform well, they love you. If you don't perform well, they want you booted out of the side. But nonetheless, I think we are getting very close to the end of this live stream. The Brisbane Heat able to win themselves this match by 5 wickets, 19 balls left. So that actually gives them a nice little boost on the table. They will be now sitting on 4 points, as they were able to chase down the Bash boost point, which was 59 runs required. At that point, they had about 83. So I'm was in the garage doing karate with Katie as well. Says J.A.'s, no worries, mate. Although I did hear that you may have had your hands full on the other live stream bats with a lot of spammers, a few 100% possibly coming through there as well. But now, as it is sitting for the table, the Sydney Sixers are sitting at the top of the table with 7 points, alongside the Scorchers, who do still have a game in hand. They are also sitting on 7. And then the Stars, they are also sitting themselves on 7, although they have played an extra game compared to the Scorchers, who have got their game tomorrow up against the Hobart Hurricanes. The Strikers, they are sitting on 6 points, sitting in 4th there. And also it is going to be the Hurricanes who are sitting in 5th now. As well, remember the snow being 5 metres deep in Glenshie, Scotland as well. One winter when I was there, that's what I want as well. 5 metres. That is a lot. So did your whole house end up like pretty much underneath the snow, Steve, or was it kind of the surrounding area that just kept on falling? Master or black belt for Master J as well, and yeah, had a handful on the other stream as well. See that JA's there, and also while we are at it, we have got the Thunder. They are sitting in 6th at the moment, sitting on the 5 points. The Heat, they overtake the Renegades, and it is going to be them moving up into 7th place on 4 points. And then the Renegades, they are sitting in last at the moment, similar to what it was last year for them, and they are sitting on just the 3 points. I'm quickly going to have another wee look. So the Renegades last year, they were able to get themselves 16 points. I feel like they will be able to go a little bit better this year as well. Chris Lynn at the moment taking pictures with a few of the Brisbane Heat supporters who did show up in attendance. And we have Oscar there, who have you to play next in Europe as well, says kind of going in. So the Harlequins, they have got themselves, I think their next game is a little bit easier than the first one. I will quickly bring that up for the Champions Cup. But yeah, the Brisbane Heat able to get themselves a good win. Cardiff as well. Says Sebastian, he's too quick, isn't he? He was able to find it already at 2 a.m. on Sunday that game will be taking place. And today, Steve, how's it, mate, as well? Says David, I feel like I'm in a very talking mood, even though my voice is almost gone, although it's actually starting to warm up, unfortunately. So I feel like as soon as I stop talking, it is going to be possibly disappearing for a little bit. But we have still got the BBL tomorrow, like I mentioned. Also the day after, another BBL match between the Sixers and the Stars. They are just showing the fact that the Ashes, it is going to be starting up on Thursday, and the Icicles were literally like spears from the roof to the bottom as well. Jeez, that is cold as well, because I'd assume that's the thing. For Australia to get snow is probably a miracle in itself, but then also for Australia to end up in that situation of, like, I guess it's setting is another thing, because we've had a few days where it has snowed a little bit here in New Zealand, like, because we are about 50 meters above sea level here, so we don't really get too much snow overall, but when we do, it's really got to like pour down for it to be able to set. Like, we've probably only had set snow twice in the 18 years, or maybe 3 times in the 18 years that I have been living here. Don't expect it to be easy, mate. When they're on form, they can surprise you as well. Says Kanako in there, and I'll say, yeah, good, mate. I hope you're well as well. Says Steve Smith, and good day. Double David as well. Says J.A.'s there, and I, J.S. says David as well. It's nice. We're all having a nice wee catch up. That was an interesting voice crack. That's the thing. I mentioned it a little bit earlier on a live stream. Like, I probably didn't have that many voice cracks as a teenager, so now I'm just getting all of them in my 22s. 9 more likes to go to the 100 at that like button, guys, as well. So it's going to go in you, the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. I've realized that it hasn't actually updated the scoreboard yet. There we go. Heat won by 5 wickets, 5 balls left, or 19 balls left, sorry. And there as well. And also we have got there in the chat, no easy games in the Champions Cup. I know that as well, says Sebastian. The benefit for them, though, will be a home game for the Harlequins, because that's the thing. A lot of the French sides do actually get beaten at home this round of the Champions Cup. Ireland winning 4 from 4 as well, and you'll get lots of snow in the Southern Alps as well, or you get lots of snow in the Southern Alps, says Steve Smith. I do enjoy flying over it on Flight Simulator for New Zealand. Like, our town on Flight Simulator, I have mentioned that, like, I live in a small town, so it's pretty much like, it looks like it's been, like, it's a ghost town for about 50 years when you go on Flight Simulator. Like, the buildings are just not even remotely scanned into the game. But the Southern Alps, they are very nice to fly over on Flight Simulator, other than the fact that I keep on crashing my vehicles. Unfortunately, I haven't quite worked out how to fly effectively and at the early stages of my Flight Simulator piloting license stages, I guess you could say. But we are also going to have some gaming live streams. I know that you guys want to see a Cricket 22 career mode. That will be coming early next week. Fingers crossed that the voice will be sorted out by then. But the next Ashes match that has taken place, like I mentioned, it is going to be running from Thursday to Sunday. Then the next game after that, it is going to be the Boxing Day Test match. And also we have got there, you'll get lots of snow and the Southern, well, you get lots of snow in the Southern Alps from Steve Smith there. But Australia taking on England for the Boxing Day Test match. That is going to be the earlier game. Then we have got ourselves the day-night test for the 5th one, I believe, in Hobart is another one that is going to be the day-nighter. The second one is in Adelaide, day-nighter as well. And also we have got there, and the chat we have got there, isn't it a pity, Hamish, you didn't have a button? You push that would electrocute. Spammers or even mods could use what you reckon as well. Says David, it would be cool to see it if that was somehow an option. Imagine that, you're just sitting there and all of a sudden they're finished typing their 100%. Come ring me. I think that's what they do, isn't it? It's come on, ring me for some predictions, and then they just go, oh, that's an interesting one. I'll do a donation from Stephen Sanchez of the stream, Hamish. I'm going to get off 10 out of 10 commentary as well. Thank you very much. I hugely appreciate it for your donation there. And also, I'm going to leave this one up till the end of the live stream due to the fact that I did miss that very last one. And so I do appreciate that, mate. And also we've got that true, but some teams may disprove that worse. Also with awful record as well, and also Kisra are an example as well, and isn't it a pity for that electrocution? And also I feel like Munster could smash the Castros at Thomond as well. I'd say Munster by 14 in that game, and Smithy with a $20 Palmy Snitty as well. Palmy Snitty, what is a Palmy Snitty? JAs, do let me know. And also we've got there, hopefully we did it last time as well. Says Kana going in and Steve Smith, everyone. And the chat says Bastion there, but at the moment the players are still having a bit of a chat. Muhammad Nabi, Majip, and also it is here Kane was able to pick himself up 2 wickets. Majip actually the only one out of that group who wasn't able to pick himself up a wicket, but of course all Afghanistan internationals, so they are all just chilling out there on the field at the moment. I wonder whether or not all the players try and jump in the pool afterwards when you have got a pool at the ground. And also, yeah, you're getting the hang of it, Amish, as well, says David there in the chat as well. But nonetheless, I think we are getting close to the end of this live stream. As much as I would love to be able to keep on talking, I think my voice is probably about 4 minutes away from completely making me mute for the rest of the evening. But I do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on this live stream. We were extremely close to that 100 like goal, so I do appreciate every single one of you for hitting that like button as well. We're sitting on 93, but nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. The match tomorrow between the Hobart Hurricanes, and also they are going to be taking on the opposition in the Perth Scorchers, same colour as the orange here as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy this live stream, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next